And just like that, we live once again
On
on
this
this good
good Saturday.
Saturday, a good Saturday afternoon.
Yes. Sorry about I guess, the crazy times change. Like, I keep
Yes,
forgetting that we're in different time zones. So
right.
I had to change the time like 3 different times. So Instagram it says one time, then YouTube says a different time. So sorry about that, you guys. But welcome to another episode of Key and Carry where we key.
And we carry.
I'm Troy.
I'm Damon.
And we are back with another live rendition. I always say that. I don't know why. But it's, Chasing Atlanta Forever, Season 6, Episode 7, Unfinished Business, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Before we, get into the review and, we're going to let the people kind of just wander in, find their way in. Yeah, do you kind of want to fill the people on, like, how your week has been? What's been going on with you?
Oh, it was terrible. No, I'm just playing. It's been chill. It's cold as shit in Chicago. Well, it's not that cold, but I know it's gonna get colder. So I'm preparing myself for that. But it's been a chill week. How about you?
This
What's
week
going on in your world,
was,
Jan?
this week was crazy. This work, just as far as work goes, it was just a challenging week. Made it through it, baby, with my drink. Okay, but yeah, it was crazy. It was
What's in the cup though?
my business. No, but a little Minute Maid pink lemonade, baby.
Okay.
Couple cubes of ice, and then my baby.
Not the Bacardi Limon.
Baby,
Not
you
you in the
already know.
choco.
You already know. But yeah, this week was interesting, I should say. I'm glad that, I made it through it. It just proves to myself that, no matter how challenging shit gets, you stand 10 toes down, you can face anything. And baby, I'm here on this good Saturday. So yes, let me hand the floor over to my coworker. Thank you for the first person that speaks.
Yes, co-worker.
I'm sorry, co-host. Co-host.
You're a colleague. Okay. But yes. But yeah, this is our review for Chasing Atlanta Forever, season 6, episode 7, Unfinished Business.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I feel like the business is unfinished because nobody cares about it, but we gonna get to that. But yeah, Jan, your general thoughts on this episode?
I said this was a really good episode. Everybody, or mostly everybody, used their inside voices, i.e. Twix and no damn confessionals. But I said, like, the previous episodes, there were like multiple sit downs, but through these sit downs, we got some really interesting like conversation and just really interesting topics. A conversation that I found kind of reoccurring throughout this episode was the conversation of like acceptance, being accepted by your family, just from Tonka, and then Seven telling her story. So
right,
yeah, this was a really, really, really good episode. Really informative. I feel like this is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this is the first Chasing episode where there wasn't an argument. Like, everybody was just kind of vibing, and
there was about to be one, but
somebody walked away. I said thank you for that. But yeah, I feel like this was the first episode where everybody was just kind of chill, mellow, and just conversing. I like this episode. It was a good episode.
Okay. I agree. It was a long episode, but I enjoyed it. It was a lot going on. I like to see the performances. I like to see, like, again, the story progression has been really good this season. Just like things happening throughout the season that correlate and make sense to tell a story, on that person's journey or whatever. But yeah, I like to see like Rico getting like recognized for his music, Seven/Drew getting recognized for her talent, and just seeing people talk about their mental health. And like, I've been here for that, this whole season. But I am a little annoyed by the drama. Y'all already know that the drama is kind of stale for me. They're digging hard for this to make this drama stick, and it's just not working. But one thing I did say about the drama is that I wish people would use their commonalities to bond. Like, keep seeing reoccurring things happening in people's life, like not having a strong relationship with their family, or just dealing with their own mental health, and like when things happen to them, they kind of disappear because they don't want to be vulnerable and like let people that care about them know that they're going through something. So I just wish they would bond over that. And it seems like even the people that are beefing, like they have things, we talked about this, but like on other shows, like people have like things in common that they're like going through, but because they don't want to like open up, they just kind of beef. So that's something that I noticed, but it was a pretty decent episode. I think, as the thumbnail says, Tonk, she's that girl. Like I love Tonka. I think Tonka is the best addition to the show. My favorite character this season so far. Tonka kind of gives Hershey Liqueur vibes, but a little more laid back. I could definitely see them like, I want to see them interact. I want to see them like, come together because I just feel like they're both super cool. And of course, Rico is amazing as well. So shout out to him. But yeah, I think they made some really good additions. And speaking of a good addition, Blue Devil Babe, thank you for being here. Good to see you. Yes, Blue Hearts. But yeah, so to get into the episode, y'all know we coming off of the counseling session that they had with all the girls, which I still appreciate. Berlin ends up pulling Kendra to the side to talk about more about the airport situation where she got kind of like left at the airport, or they wouldn't let her on the plane at the airport. And so she just basically says, I guess it might have been the way she was dressed. And I'm sorry, but when they cut to the photo,
yes,
I said,
not you trying to get on a plane and the melons is barely fitting in this damn top.
Mama's was serving.
She was serving.
I mean, Berlin always serves.
Very Sonya Bladish. Very Sonya Bladish. Very militant, baby.
You know what she was also giving? That photo of Mariah Carey where her hair is pulled into a high pony and her legs are together. If I find it, I'm gonna post it to our Instagram. But she has like a white tunic and her legs are together. It's giving that. Okay. Like very cunty, if I can say that. No shade. Very cunty. I was here for it though. I said they just couldn't take. Like it was like,
I feel like it was a plane full of children, or they tried to use the excuse that it was like a plane full of children, like you're dressing appropriate, baby. Yeah, the girls were sitting. Yeah, Berlin had the girls out. Like,
I mean, I'm curious. I'm wondering if it happened because she is a woman or if it's because she's trans. Because I don't know. Like, I feel like when I see people in the airport, I guess I don't really be paying attention like that. But I feel like they be like, I've never seen anybody dressed like that at the airport, I guess.
Right.
So maybe it is kind of like a thing where it's like, okay, you do kind of have to be covered up. But like, since like, I don't know, I've never shown up to the airport, in like revealing clothing, I guess. So I don't know if any of the ladies or even men in the chat want to let me know if that's something that y'all consider when y'all go to the airport. I don't know, but
I mean, it was springtime in Atlanta and I know it was pretty hot, but I'm pretty sure that the airport is air conditioned. So
springtime in Atlanta don't mean nothing. You can see a scene in Atlanta, shot in Atlanta, has somebody in a hoodie, somebody in a trench coat, somebody in a crop top. It's like, what is the weather?
The weather is like all over the place. True.
Right. Oh my God. But I just wanted to shout out Spicy Original. Thank you for being here.
Spicy Original.
Yes. Sonya Blade. I was here for it. I feel like she could have did a couple cartwheels into like a like pushing somebody with her leg or something. I don't know.
A couple of roundhouse kicks. The person that told Berlin that she couldn't board the plane, they should have called a roundhouse kick.
Yes. Well, that would have laid her in not jail,
that's true.
Well, that's a whole felony.
You don't need that. My goodness.
Also, shout out to Yanni. Yes, thank you for being here for the live.
Thanks for being here.
Yes, we just getting started. So yes, grab you a snack because we about to go through this episode. If you're on a buddy pass, there is a dress code. Okay. I never really thought about it because I always just show up in like sweatpants and like a t-shirt or a sweater.
Very comfortable, but not that comfortable.
That's very comfortable. She was very comfortable. Even the way she was posing in that photo, I said she is serving.
She
She wants to get off the plane, like
Mhm.
bad bitch. But IDK, at least she was in her pajamas and a bonnet. Woo, true. You know, I wonder if Monique would be more happy with her dress like this or in a bonnet and some pajamas. I wonder what would she have more agreed with, I guess, if she had to choose. But
Oh my gosh.
Hey Creme Brulee, thank you for being
Hey,
here.
shouts to everybody that's
Yes.
here on this Good Saturday.
It's Good Saturday. Hopefully y'all are it's your day off. You chilling, or if you at
Yes,
work,
hopefully y'all are
you know,
relaxing.
it's a chill day.
Just have a drink.
Yes.
Got something in the oven, just cooking.
Well, it is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but you know what? If you want a day drink, go for it.
Baby, who ain't day drinking on this damn cold ass Saturday? Yes. Okay? Who ain't day drinking on this cold ass Saturday? If you don't have a drink right now, baby, go
I
get
got
some
you.
A cup of wine, a glass of wine, something, baby. Okay?
A mimosa, brunch.
Okay,
baby.
cheers to that. We day drinking around here.
Hey G baby, who baby? Thank you for being here. You look real familiar. I think you changed your name though. But yes.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for being here.
Ooh, okay, returning face.
And then Yanni said, I used one once. My friend was a flight attendant and told me all the rules. They are strict about it. Yeah, I can see them like not wanting you to be dressed a certain way just because like, you know, security and like, you know, just be on the plane. So but yeah, she wasn't even more so. I mean, I feel like she was more so focusing her energy on Wayne and how like Wayne just ended up leaving. I said I feel like she's kind of projecting her. I mean, I feel like I would also be like weird if like I would also maybe feel some type of way if like somebody left me, but I don't know, could she not like change her clothes? Like, what if she just put something on? Like, I don't see why they couldn't work around it to the point where she had to like stay.
Right.
But yeah, how did you feel about Wayne just leaving?
I kind of feel Wayne's a performer, so he couldn't miss his flight. Like, I mean, I really don't know what Berlin, and I like Berlin, but I don't really know what she was expecting Wayne to do, like, in that moment. You know, like, I'm not going to miss my booking because, you know, excuse me, like, you having to be stopped. But I did like how Kendra was like, you know, that's your issue with Wayne. You need to talk to him about it. Don't come to me, like you said, projecting. It was almost like Berlin kind of wanted Kendra to talk shit about Wayne or, you know, throw some like shade at Wayne or whatever. And Kendra was like, that's not my issue. So I did think that was really big, Kendra. Shout out to Kendra, you know, coming back and just being really peaceful and just, you know, level-headed.
Kind of. I was like, I was with you until the very end. I was like, this is mind your business. Mind your business, baby. You got a lot going on, Miss Mamas. Yes. Let's stay within things we can control, okay? But yes, in this scenario, I agree with you. She was very like diplomatic, like you know, I got an issue with Wayne, but I'm not about to start talking shit about him. Like you can tell that there's still love, at least on her side. I don't know if I can say the same for Wayne, but you can tell she has respect for Wayne. But yeah, and yeah, I kind of agree with what you said. I said, like, I mean, Berlin, like, if you feel some type of way, you know who to rock with and just move accordingly. Like, I feel like people want conversations this season, and it's just kind of like, why? Just like move on. Like, who cares? So it kind of makes me feel like y'all are just trying to create these storylines to have sit downs and have drama when it's like, if he left you, child. Like, I mean, they didn't seem that close anyway. So it's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what she expected, like you said.
Yeah, she was left at the airport. It wasn't like he stranded her like in the middle of nowhere.
Right. So right. So okay, so next scene, on to something more fun. Rico and Tonka on the radio. I forgot what radio show they were on, but they kind of did a little interview, a little sit down. And yeah, they were just talking shit, having fun. I really like this scene. I feel like they have great chemistry. I think I said that before. I think Taka has good chemistry with a lot of people because he also has good chemistry with Jay, but Jay Moore. But I feel like this scene was really cool. They talked about some real stuff, but they also like was joking and like having fun, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I said I think this must be his confessional fit. I don't know if this is a confessional or the scene, but I said, okay, Rico in his Rennie fit. Serving Renaissance concert vibes. I think it was the confessional.
Yeah, the
but
confessional.
I was like, okay, Rico, I'm here for it. But yeah, I said they just have a lot of like one-liners, like the t-shirt "Save the Throat, I'm the GOAT."
My
goodness. I was like, that's a lot to be walking around with. Like just running errands, save the throat, I'm the GOAT. Like, okay, you're doing a lot in this Walgreens. But yes, that was hilarious to me. Also, Rico raps like the Yin Yang Twins.
He does.
I was trying to figure out what his sound was giving, and it definitely gives Yin Yang Twins. So I'm glad I finally figured that out. But
I'm surprised that the Yin Yang Twins didn't get into the adult entertainment industry. Just their songs and them being, you know, bros.
They're giving behind the scenes kind of vibes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be in front of the camera.
I won't mind it, but I'm sorry. Continue.
Okay, that's a derailment.
I'm sorry.
But shout out to Jamar84.
Yes, thank you.
Good to see you. Yes, thank you for being here. Oh, so she did change her name. Yes, okay. But I never forget a face. So, I'm a Mexican restaurant feeding my face watching y'all. Oh, period. Okay. I hope it's some good Mexican food. I love it.
Baby, because I'm gonna hit up a Mexican spot like in a couple hours.
Yes. Tacos and tequila, baby.
Right. I don't know about tequila, but definitely tacos.
I never thought about how Taka gives Hershey vibe. I can see that. Love them both. Yeah, they're very positive. They have a confidence about themselves. I feel like Taka is a little more laid back, but they both just seem very like fun to be around and very positive.
Yeah, very level-headed.
Yes. You said what?
The voice of reason.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, I can see that. Getting snatched up or yelled at. I can see that. So this is in regards to Berlin. Right, Jay Twan stay with her. I did not understand that either. Yeah, I guess she wanted him to stand in solidarity, but we still don't fully understand why they detained her or like why they wouldn't let her get on the plane. But yeah, it seemed like it was more of just like you not dressing the right way, not a trans issue. But I don't know. I don't have all the information, so. But yes, love him some Tonka. But yeah, I just said I love this scene. They talked about some real shit. You know, Rico was kind of talking about how you know, legislation and like certain laws are kind of, you know, I guess they're kind of restricting like the queer community, LGBTQIA community. You know, they're kind of making it like almost illegal to, you know, display certain aspects of gay culture in public, I guess you could say. And it kind of reminds me of how somebody said the black men were killing trans women in the streets and the white men are killing them in legislation. And so this is an example of that. But he did mention how there was a law to ban drag queen performances in public, I guess you could say, because they were deeming them adult cabaret performances. And I guess they were saying like that's not suitable for children who could be in public at any given time. So I did a little research, light research, I guess you could say, just because I was curious about it. The law was overturned where it was presented in most of the cities that it was presented in, or not cities, states. So Montana, Florida, Texas, Montana and Florida, it got overturned. And then Texas, it got overturned, but it might be appealed. So it could still be enforced there. And then Tennessee, they already appealed the decision. after being overturned. So those are the states where, it could be illegal to do like drag shows, drag brunch, all of that. So I just thought it was interesting. I could put the link where I got that data from in the comment section after this becomes a video. But what did you think about that topic? I thought that was an interesting thing to talk about, I guess you could say, because it's something that's like actually like, I mean, it affects us, and like it's something that like is a law. It goes back to something that they talked about previously, I guess.
I thought that the conversation was like, I thought it was interesting. Like just them being as knowledgeable as they are, and being excuse me, them being as knowledgeable as they are, and then being given a platform, go on the radio and speak, their truth. I thought that was really interesting, and it needs to, especially coming from, a minority, a Black minority, and being like a gay Black male and having a voice. So I thought that the scene was really dope. However, Cassadine. While I guess speaking about the laws that, and forgive me if I'm jumping forward, but it's kind of sent me. While speaking about the laws that's affecting the gay and trans community, the topic of down low men come up. I'm like, oh, okay.
Don't it always, child? Well, I feel like that's always something that just rises to the top. It's like, okay, let's have this conversation again.
So Cassadine, he made the comment, was like, oh, DL men are scared, to live in their truth because of Black women, and Black women think like.
Did he say Black women specifically?
He said Black women, Latino women, and white women. Now, no shade, I don't care about the white women and the Latino women part, because I'm not white or Latino. I'm stuck on the Black women. So I'm like, if you want to be honest, like, could you give me a minute?
Yeah. I'm sorry. You're good. But to pick up where Troy left off, yeah, I mean, I didn't hear him say Black women, but I did read the comments and I heard like people referencing that he said Black women. But to pick up what Troy was about to put down, I kind of agree. Like, I don't know why he blaming Black women. I feel like, especially as a gay man that's out, like, I feel like, do you, but don't try to like don't try to manipulate people and like hurt people and then be like, well, society made me do this. It's like, you are capable, you are in control of your own actions, and like there are obviously people that are confident enough and courageous enough to live their truth. So if we can do it, why can't you? Not saying that like you gotta be out here telling everybody that you're gay. If you don't want to, that's your business. But like, I feel like to like lie to people and like cheat on people, you can't fault the other person for being cheated on, or, for this person lying. Like, you're in control of your own actions. So it was an interesting topic, I thought. But I do kind of agree where I feel like, society does need to like let men explore more, and like, because men have that curiosity just like women do. So I feel like we shouldn't damn one and then let the other one go free. Like, everybody should just be able to explore and experiment. But I feel like that's something that is going to take a while to like come to fruition, because we still in a very homophobic society. But yeah, G Baby, Who Baby said, yes, the people drug him too. Yes, he kind of deserved it a little bit, a light dragging maybe, because yeah, I'm like, what Black women got to do with this? This is all about men and their own like sexuality and their own, masculinely dealing with that. Like, this has nothing to do with, Black women. But yeah, I said that there is also a difference between being DL and just keeping your business, to yourself, or keeping what you do to yourself. I feel like being DL, you're portraying yourself to be something that you're
Sorry. I feel like I missed the whole, just the minutia of the conversation.
Child, just me rambling. me assaulting people with my thoughts.
My
But anyway,
okay, well, let
no.
me just say
But
that gay men are the reason why DL men are afraid to live in their goddamn truth. For some reason, particularly
not you taking like what 5 seconds for what I was trying to say and what like
my
a good minute and a half. It's the
I'm just saying, I
It's
had
the
to
cost.
rewatch this scene back, and I was just like, well, queer black men are the reason DL men, number one, exists. It's not black women.
Mhm.
Like, some gay men have this, you know, this concept, this notion that, oh, he's straight, he's DL. It's hard to tell that he messes with guys, and it's like, well, he's not straight if he's fucking you, dumbass. So,
My goodness,
it's just like
drag them.
it just doesn't make sense to me. I like Hassan, don't get me wrong, but the whole oh, black women, they're the reason why DL men exist. I'm like, no, like
I agree. It's definitely like men that I mean, I feel like there are women that play into it, but I feel like it's men who created it. It's men who have determined that it's okay for two women to sleep together, but two men can't. Like, obviously, because there are a lot of men that like lesbians because it does something for them sexually. So it's like, it's not a coincidence that what doesn't turn them on is not okay, but what is okay is what turns them on.
Right.
So to me, I feel like it's men that uphold that. Of course, there are women that play into it, but men created it. So I don't know. Not to derail, but it kind of gives like the whole like 50-50 conversation where it's like men get mad that that's what women want, but it's like men created this. Like they created the structure as to why women want the man to like provide more. So I feel like it's the same like situation where it's like men created this system as well. And like now they're like kind of upset about it, but it's like this is the structure that yo people created. So
true.
I agree with you. Yeah, and I mean, I do kind of understand where he's coming from, where it's like, okay, like I feel like more men that explore or like want to explore, they kind of keep it to themselves because they don't want to cut themselves off from like women that they're attracted to. But I also feel like that's not a woman's prerogative to like if she doesn't want to be with you, she doesn't want to be with you. And I feel like that's something that she has to unpack on her own. But like ultimately, if she don't want to be with you, she don't want to be with you, you know. I know that's a hot topic on Twitter, bisexual men and like dating women and stuff like that. But, yeah, I agree with you on that situation.
I'm just kind of like speaking from like
experience.
Cool it. Experience just dealing with a person who wasn't like comfortable with like themselves, and it was just like the first red flag was when he said, "I need a gay friend to help me pick out art." And I was like, "Why does the friend have to be gay? Are you gay? But why does the friend have to be queer?"
It's giving very like when I was in high school.
He's queer for the straight guy almost. Like he's gay. He's just in tune with like, I guess, decor. And it's like, no. Yeah. It's weird.
It's kind of given at high school for me, like when people would find out I was gay, they're like, oh my God, like we have to go to the mall and like pick out clothes. And I'm just like, I mean, I like fashion, but like they didn't know that. Like they just met me. So they're just like, oh, like we have to go and like, and I'm like, I'm down, but like deep down in my mind, I'm like, are you doing this because I'm gay? You just think like, I guess I just so happen to fit the stereotype, but still, I'm like, you don't even know that I like fashion yet. So I agree. It's like the things like people put, and I feel like that's what DL men are running from is like people make assumptions about you based off of like who you identify as. So they find out you're gay or you like men. It's like, oh, then you're weak and you're this and you're that. And so I get that. And I feel like that's what we need to do some self-reflection on as a society, but we shouldn't put that all on Black women.
Right.
So
very true.
Yeah. I did laugh when Rico said they be mad because they man let another man lick on the tip a little bit. And I was like, I'm sure he did more than that. Like I said, I'm sure they did a little more than that, but I love Rico and his one-liners. He is just full of them.
Goodness.
But
lick on the tip a little bit.
Right? I
Let
was
the
like,
tip hit the back.
can you say that on the radio?
Goodness.
I don't know. I don't know if you can. But I also said that they both had songs to present, which I thought was dope. I think Rico has bad bitch bad. I think it's called. And then Tonka has a song called Runway 101. So those were the songs that were being played. And I think that was the song that was being played when Tonka was performing later in the episode. So that was super cool. So then we move on to Oliver. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot to highlight this G Baby Who Baby. But I feel like women will talk about it and some men want to hide and are not comfortable telling that about themselves. Yeah, I mean, like women definitely, like I think, are more comfortable talking about their sexuality. Some aren't still, but I think society just makes it more acceptable, even though like lesbians and bisexual women still face hate, and prejudice. I feel like they might be just a little more open to talk about it versus like, a man, just because people just assume all these things about a man, I guess.
Yeah. So, and I'm not like condemning like people who, I guess, adults or grown men who aren't really comfortable with like their sexuality, but just double dipping and all of that.
Not double dipping.
It's a little crazy to me.
Like, wait, what you mean by double dipping though?
No, you got your foot in the lady pond, or you got the tip in the lady pond, and then you scrotum over here with the guys. So,
I feel like that's kind of like a stereotype though.
It's not.
Really, I know a lot of people.
Because I get that there are like bisexual.
I feel like people think
guys, but the term DL is just, to me, it's just so. When I just think it's just negative, just dirty, just for anybody. My goodness, not. But yeah, I just think for anybody. So let me say, like, I know that there are bisexual men exist. And I feel like those are the men who are comfortable with themselves. Like they have no issue being like, oh yeah, I like men, I like women. But there are the guys who hide it, or that like bash like the more feminine gays, or the feminine men or whatever.
Right.
But hook up with like, the femmes behind, or the feminine gays behind the doors or whatever. So that's like really my only issue with it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like DL men just have to take some accountability. Like, people gotta. I mean, you a grown man, like 9 times out of 10. We're not talking about somebody that's a teenager. We're talking about grown ass men. Like, of course, there are DL teenagers or whatever, but like, this conversation, I feel like, centered on like grown men. So it's just like, of course, there are going to be things that people don't like about you, and they're going to treat you away because of it. And I mean, there are scenarios where you don't have to let people know what you got going on, but I feel like the people that you laying down with, the people that you're in a relationship with, you probably owe that to them, right? Like. So I just think it's about taking accountability and like just being honest with yourself and the people that you need to be honest with. So, but yeah, moving on. Oh wait, we got one more comment, and then we'll move on. Spicy Original said exactly. And black women aren't the ones attacking or gay blinking, deleting gay and bi men, usually other men. True. I mean, men, if you're dating men, and we will get to it, Spicy Original, because somebody made a comment that's about that, and I'm gonna put that in my head because I'm gonna go back to this, because somebody made a comment later in the episode, and I was like, that's not true. Like that's not true at all. But LaCharles the Great, oh, thank you for being here. Good to see your face again. He said, at this point, I don't think anyone is 100% straight. If you're open-minded, you can allow yourself the opportunity to experience. I agree. I think, sexuality, like they always say, is fluid. In the right scenario, the right person, you might be interested. You might want to explore. You might like it. You might try it and not like it. It just, I feel like sexuality is like anything else, where it's like, it's not black and white. But I think when you have like certain attitudes, like treating people a certain way because of what they are, you start to get these black and white, you're either gay or you're not. So, um, but yeah, so Oliver, the next scene is Oliver and Oliver shooting and directing and marketing. Um, because that's what he does as a digital content producer. Um, he uses this time to meet up with Tony and I think somebody else was there. Tony
Dom.
and Dom were there. And I said, I will say Oliver's kind of annoying, but like he does work. Like we always see him working. We always see him like introduced to something. So I think that like that's super dope that like every time we see him, he's providing some marketing for some type of business. So I think that that's super dope. Clearly he's, whatever he's doing is working.
Mhm.
So but yeah, what did you think about the scene?
I said this scene was really it was cute to see Tony and Dom just sit down, talk, converse, and like bond. Because I don't think I've seen them like interact before. But it was cool to see Oliver on a set because I feel like this is what chasing is about. Grinding. Also, it was good to see him collaborate with Tony because I feel like again this is what like these shows are about, networking and collaborating. So this scene was cute. Like we got some work, and then it was cool for Dom to it was cool for Oliver to invite Dom to set because I feel like Dominique is also a creative director where he wants to work in that field. So
right.
Yeah, networking and collaborating. I feel like this what this scene was about. So I enjoyed it. It was also good to see Tony. I just feel like Tony is just like a breath of like fresh air. So she's so like upbeat, like positive, and just she just seems like a good time, just like a fun girl. So I really like Tony.
She is very chill. I thought we would see more of her like this, like up until now, but I feel like she's chill. Like, I like her. I'm glad that, like you said, that they networked. Like, Oliver had a job, and so he put Tony on and brought Dom along just to see what it's like. So I like that. I want to see more scenes like that where like people are like networking and bringing people along, because I feel like that's something that like would be dope to see in real life. So yeah, I thought it was super dope. I also said I liked Dom's black denim vest. I like the whole outfit, but it's something I think I would wear. But yeah, I thought it was a cute outfit. And I didn't know that Tony was from well, she said East Illinois. She said East St. Louis, Illinois. And I'm like, where is that at? Because I'm in Chicago. So I'm like, and I know St. Louis isn't far from Chicago, but I'm just like, wait, where? Like, hold up. Let me find out you're from that area, I guess you could say. But I thought that was cool.
Tony also looked really good in the purple hair.
I was here for
kind
it.
of lavender lilac wig. I'm like, okay. See, I like that when I feel like we really don't see much of Tony, but she experiments. So I feel like she can just put any color of hair on her hair, and she would look good. Like, true. So shout out to Miss Toni Brace, baby.
Yes, I mean when the face don't decline, the wig won't either.
Never. Okay, face part never declines. But she said she was in that mini skirt feeling exposed, baby.
Yeah.
I said that would have been a perfect time for Oliver to encourage her to just clap it, because Twix got the BBL. Just get it comfortable.
I can't.
Just clap it, baby. But yes, I'm living for Tony. I'm honestly living for all of the women this season. I feel like we always say this, but when there's chaos like amongst like the men in the group, like it's refreshing to always see like the women but be like so chill and down to earth and just calm amongst like the chaos. So Willa and Tony, I'm really, even Kendra and Seven, but just really Willa and Tony are just doing it for me this season, as far as like just their mindset and just where they are in life and how they receive information and how they approach things. Like, babe, when I tell you, I know this is off topic and I know we get into it. Yeah, I just live for Tony and Willa. I'm sorry.
I live for them too. I mean, I feel like I'm here for the will it say feminine energy. I live for it. I think the women, they balance the show out.
Very much.
I feel like when you have like a bunch of men, it's just like yeah, it's too much testosterone, too much, and then once you get the women in, it's like more mixed because
Yeah.
they tend to be more fun, and they tend to think things through more instead of
like
just
they
going with
know
their.
when like they know if, like it's drama with the guys. They know 9 times out of 10 it's some like girl really like
some petty stuff.
So I kind of wish deep cut and totally off topic, but I kind of wish Kimmy had this on the Come Up Atlanta, this like kind of sisterhood.
That's a good point.
Or at least like another woman on the show to kind of make her more comfortable or kind of just support her back up almost.
I was thinking about that too. I'm like, I wonder how that scene on the Come Up Atlanta, which we reviewed recently. I wonder how that scene would have like played out if there was another trans woman at the table, because it's just like she was outnumbered, like nobody else. I mean, Judy could but I don't think Judy was ever trans. I think he just presented him. So but yeah, I definitely wish she had a sisterhood like this. And
I kind of want to go. I kind of wanted Kimmy to go to the dollhouse, but I saw them tussling. I was like, I don't need that for my girl. We're gonna talk about that later. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I said Dom. I like Dom. Shout out to Dom. But yeah, Dom had made some comments, I guess, about Wayne. Of course, he still feels hurt that like he and Wayne fought because he saw Wayne as like a big brother, kind of like a what is it called, the mentor, I guess you could say. And so for them to fight, that hurt his feelings, which I fully understand. But then he starts to talk about, I guess, like he starts to talk about Wayne's relationship with Kendra and how I guess it's kind of toxic. How did you feel about that? Especially with the whole video that went viral with like about her on TikTok, or that she was in on TikTok. So
I kind of see where like Dom is coming from, because this isn't the first time I've heard a cast member talk about Wayne being a manager and kind of not really managing Kendra. So I guess Dom being a cast member, like his concern is valid, but as far as going into like what Dion say, the dynamics and the diametrics of their relationship is not really any of like his business. I feel like you can give a viewpoint from like the outsider, or what you think you see or what you've seen, but if you don't really know like what's going on with their relationship, you really shouldn't have a conversation about that with somebody else.
And that brings me to one of my reoccurring, I won't say issues with this season, but just like this is what I'm noticing a lot, is people really not minding their business, which I get, it's a reality show, so naturally like business is gonna be in the street. But like I just feel like people are so focused on like other things, when it's like, don't you have something that you should be worried about? Like I get you have opinions, we all got opinions, but like it's like you said, you don't really know their relationship like that. And then it's like you have relationships that you need to fix your own relationship with Wayne. Like just don't worry about Kendra and Wayne, worry about you and Wayne. Like, so yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from. And so then we get a short little scene with Kane, and he has a podcast called Pop the Top with two co-hosts. I didn't have much about this scene. I just said Kane would be a Barb. I just thought that was hilarious. And then I said Kane said that he was the Charlemagne of their podcast. And I said he a little freaky, so he probably the DJ Envy of their podcast.
You're a savage, or whatever he said. My goodness.
Definitely, because he's not the intern. So deep cut. But yes, that's Envy. He said he was the Charlemagne. I said, you give me DJ Envy vibes, but okay.
I'm not the intern. Like, niggas, you know damn well you're not the intern.
Right.
What are you talking about? Oh my God, you're a fool for that.
But shout out to Spicy Original, who said that viral video didn't have anything to do with her career, so I don't get the correlation. Yeah, I mean, like he's her manager, but at the same time, like he's not her like publicist.
Right.
Like I guess like when at this level he would be her publicist, but like he can't really control what she does. All he can do is like give her advice and like set up things for her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like he's her babysitter or, you know, like he's supposed to watch her. Like,
right.
You know,
right.
So, but yeah, we get another scene. The next scene is at Willa's house. Another cute scene I enjoyed. Two people that have good chemistry. Drew or Seven comes over to Willa's house to get her hair done. And you know, they kind of just chat about like the therapy session and their relationship. And I said, basically they were just talking about how they kind of went like how both of them kind of like went their separate ways when they were going through things, and they should have been more like open and like communicative to each other. And I just said it seems like a lot of people don't feel comfortable enough to be honest that they're going through something in the relationship, so they just ghost. So I feel like they should maybe take more time to get to know each other and get more comfortable around each other. That way, when things happen, they have somebody to lean on.
Right.
You know, they got each other's backs. But I do feel like, you know, like people want people to be there for them when they're going through something, but then like when they're like other people are going through something, it's like they're nowhere to be found.
Right.
And so I feel like if you want that, you kind of have to give it as well. So but shout out to I Am Ray Serenity. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's good to see you on this good Saturday. Yes, appreciate you. But yeah, I thought that the conversation was needed though, because I feel like they both needed to just kind of talk about boundaries and like where their relationship stands. But Willa kind of spilled a little tea. It was kind of a joke, but I was like, how true is this? Because you know people be making jokes, but they really be serious. But and I don't want to put nothing on Seven, but the comment just kind of made me raise my eyebrow. Let me know how y'all feel about the comment. But she said that she says Seven went MIA because she was over there with the white girls. And I said, now did Seven diss her black homegirls for the white Rue girls? I'm just wondering.
My goodness.
I'm not saying, but I'm saying it did make me raise my eyebrow because I was just like, Now I'm not trying to put nothing on Seven, but it just made me like, did she ditch her black friends for the white girls? Like, I don't know. Like, but how did you feel about that comment? If you even remember the comment, because the comment.
I remember the comment. I said this was a really cute scene. Like they have really like good chemistry. It's natural. Like the camera was there, but the camera wasn't there. Just like their conversation just covered like so many different topics, and you could tell that they're really comfortable with each other. I did want to speak about Seven saying that her grandmother wouldn't like accept her transition, and I just always think it's funny when, or not really funny, but it baffles me, I should say, when older black people are always kind of, when they discriminate against like their family who is like queer or, you know, transitioning. But mind you, 40 to 50 years ago, you were segregated. You know, you couldn't use the same water fountain, or you were using a separate entrance, or sitting in the back of the bus. So I'm like, you survived the Jim Crow era. You know what it's like to be discriminated against. So you're gonna give that back to like your child. Like it's just weird to me. That just always baffles me. But excuse me, I did like the fact that Seven said she's not gonna let that like break her and deter her from like who she is. And Willa spoke on a lot of people who start their transition, whether they, you know, transition, you know, a trans man or like a trans woman, and they encounter somebody who doesn't understand them, and they make a comment, and then that person just completely abandons like their transition. So I like that Seven is like, this is me, whether you like it or not. I feel like that's another thing that older people need to realize. Like, I'm not living my life for you. You know, you lived your life, and no offense to like Seven's grandparents or her grandma or any other, you know, older person, but you lived your life. Like,
Right.
it's kind of your problem that you did what you wanted to do or that you didn't do what you wanted to do, but don't like project on me because you're unhappy with what
And
you
I feel
got
like,
going on. So
yeah, I feel like every generation has something that the other generation wasn't here for. Like, I'm sure even Seven's grandmother did things that her mom would not have been okay with. I think as time goes on, like, we get more and more free of like those things that we feel like we have to do. And then of course I feel like, and not to say that like there are no homophobic white people or other races, because there absolutely is, but I feel like the added like level of blackness and having to like deal with that and like having to like having that be restrictive, I feel like that makes people go harder on other minorities, if that makes sense, because it's like you're oppressed and like almost like if you kind of like if you're homophobic, that kind of like bumps you up in the hierarchy, if that makes any sense. But I feel like we see time and time again, just because you're a minority doesn't mean that like you understand other people's plight. Like we see that with like white gay people, we see that with just other like black men, with like black women. So it's just kind of like I guess like it doesn't mean that you are just going to be accepting, but I completely like support her in just like keeping her distance from her grandma. Like I feel like the older I get, the more I feel like choosing peace is really what I'm for. Like, it's like, oh, like, of course you want to have good relationships with your family, like your grandma, I'm sure that means a lot, but like, if she not with it, like, just get her space. But like, your peace is ultimately what matters. Like, don't put yourself in jeopardy, to support your grandma, because like you said, like the grandma has lived her life and you got to live yours.
Right.
So, and I'm sure when you're at the end of your life, you're hopefully not going to be like, oh, well, my grandma, I lived my life for my grandma. Like, no, you lived your life for you. So I 100% agree. But sometimes people just need time too. I know her grandma said something that a lot of people feel like, oh, you just sprung this on me. And they feel like it's forced on them, when in reality, it's like, this is just who the person is. And you want them to change who they are to make you comfortable. And that's not how life works. Like people are going to be who they are, and you just kind of have to step outside your comfort zone and, deal with it. So I thought it was a good conversation. But I'm glad that Willow was super supportive.
Right.
And I'm glad that, they ganged up in their feminine energy. Like I said, period. Like here for the, them supporting each other, rallying around each other. I also said that Seven's hair looked really good by the end of the scene. I said she was definitely giving Coach D vibes from Bring It.
Yes, very much Coach D.
Definitely giving Coach D vibes. The hair definitely had body, so I was here for it. But
a quick week too. I thought she was about to get sew in, but I said, okay, a full body quick weave, baby.
Thank God she didn't get that sew in from Bad Hair. Shout out to Bad Hair. The movie.
So her shit to the scalp, baby. So her weeks to her and her thoughts. My goodness.
Terrible. But to highlight some comments, G Baby Who Baby said, she also seems like she goes wherever the wind blows her. Oh wait, let me highlight the other one first. Seven seems like a friend that goes people. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say I get opportunist vibes from her, but I get like she wants to be in with the clique. And I feel like that's maybe just comes from her need of wanting to be liked by certain people. Like, the people she views have something going on and that are cool. So I feel like she might leave one person for another because they are more popping, or they just seem more like they have more going for themselves, if that makes sense. So yeah, I kind of get those vibes from her, but I don't know, like Seven is still growing her, her identity and who she is. So I can't really fault her for like making missteps, because we all make mistakes. And like, especially at a tender time like this, when you're like going through the start of your transition. So I want to give her a little grace. But yeah, it's Coach D. I said, as soon as they revealed it, I said, Coach D. There we go. Definitely give it Coach D vibes. Hey, Spencer Whitlow, thank you for being here.
Yes, thanks
Appreciate
for
you on
being
this good
here.
Saturday. Yes, social climber vibes, and yeah, I don't know, nothing against her. I just get that from her. I don't know. I gotta be honest, but yeah, still a really good scene. Um, the part where she said, didn't she say she had a hard on for
She's gonna go hard for Willa.
Seven had, oh, she's gonna go hard for Willa. And I said she probably got a hard one for Willa as well.
My goodness.
And I said they're definitely lesbianing together.
Mhm.
They're lesbianing together. I said I'm here for it, you know. Go back to our last review. You like girls? Like very that energy. I said, okay. Hey. So then we get a scene with Troy and Oliver, just a solo situation. I thought it'd been cool if they had added one more person to this mix. Because I kind of feel like they drag in some situations. I feel like they could have killed two birds with one stone in this situation, but they didn't. But yeah, they go putting for golf. But I did say I am here for people like setting aside their previous issues to kind of come together. Because I know Troy and Oliver had an issue last season playing golf.
And they had my girl Kendra stressed out.
Yes, because you know he was given emotionally unstable that season. So I feel like he's a little more Troy's a little more relaxed this season. He's a little more unbothered. So I'm here for that. But you know, they meet up to putt golf. I thought this was super fun. It looks super fun. I would love to do this. It just seems so creative and fun. And it was indoors, so that was cool. But yeah, I said, yeah, the golfing looked really fun. I forgot that the issue that they even had, and I feel like that keeps happening to me this season, where I'm just like, I don't even know why y'all are beefing. I mean, I did watch previous seasons, but like, it just feels like it's so petty that like when you add time to the issue, it just seems like y'all were beefing for this long for what? Like, you know, I guess because I'm not in the beef, like it's easy for me to say, but I don't know. It just seems like I don't even know why they were beefing with each other. But yeah, Oliver says that he and Troy were the original Frick and Frag. And I said they stay claiming T3. And I said maybe it's because they want that piece. I'm not sure, but everybody is trying to claim Troy as just like, oh, we were the freaking Frack, the Bonnie and Clyde. I'm just like, and he ain't really too quick to claim nobody. Like when people say it, he just be like, were we? I don't really remember. Like, so I don't know what's going on there. Do you have any opinions on that? Opinions?
I think they probably just want to tap that third leg because you know he likes to get a play with every now and then. But I did want to know, shout out to Twix for playing miniature golf in that romper with the moose knuckle and the BBL. I said there's a lot going on. Now he should have been banned.
It's the front and the back for me.
Yes, it's the front and the back. The B and the F, baby. The B and the D. Like he should have been pulled out and told to change. Like he should have been given one of them damn. He should have been given a choir robe to play golf in. A handmade gown, baby.
Here's the airport people when you need them, baby. This is indecent exposure.
It really was. I said Twix just in here with all this body, just not giving two fucks.
I said I'm here for it. And we gonna get to that bodysuit he had on, the short sleeve turtleneck bodysuit. I said, okay, body. Yes,
baby,
new
that
body.
Like, it's healing.
Ain't no miles on this or new body. Bitches is nobodies, okay? Serving. I said the BBL really has set in. I'm here for it. Santana would be proud. Anyway, I thought it was weird how they were roping Berlin into the issue they have. By they, I mean Troy and Oliver.
Oh yeah,
yeah, the issue they have with JT, Jay Twan. I'm like, why are y'all roping Berlin in? Like they hang together, but here y'all go again. Like when y'all got beef with Kendra, y'all drag Wayne into it, or y'all, you know, vice versa. So it's like when people come together, y'all always want to drag the other person into it, and it's like, no. But yeah. Let me highlight a couple comments real quick. Blue Devil Babe said, I didn't know Seven was older than a lot of the cast. Yeah, she doesn't look it. she doesn't look it. I would have thought she was one of the like younger,
That's what I thought.
people.
At least
So
mid-20s.
really interesting. Yeah. So you said she gives 20?
That's what I thought. I thought she was like mid-20s. Like last season, I thought she was like mid to late 20s.
I would think her and Astro from Chasing Dallas were the same age because he was the younger one on that. Yeah. So, and that's no shade. You know, some people just have young spirits, I guess. But yeah, I didn't know she was that young or that old. Oh, Troy apologizing was cute. I was here for it. I agree. You know, I feel like you could see the growth in him. He's still got like, you see the moments where it's like, but like I feel like he's growing, and I feel like that's real. Like, you know, obviously people aren't going to change overnight, and not to say that he has to change his whole who he is, but like you could see him like thinking things through, especially compared to last season.
Right.
So yeah, I was here for that. The choir gown. Somebody had a choir gown on in the confessional.
No, I said that Twitch should have wore a choir gown. They should have made Twitch wear a choir gown when he was playing miniature golf. With that moose knuckle and that BBL baby. With that water.
You know, the BBL still probably would have been poking through the choir gown. Though.
See, that would have been okay. It's the moose knuckle for me. It's the moose knuckles for me. It is.
Oh my God. Hey, Pickens. We are good on this good Saturday. Also, if you see it for us and you know you're enjoying this review, definitely leave a like, definitely subscribe. We're trying to get to 500. You know, so yeah, definitely leave a like, please. Shout to Denise Lux, who said, honestly, I thought most of the chasing people were millennials, so I never thought 7 was that young. Yeah, I definitely feel like the come up is like the younger. It seems like they're younger, and then like chasing, they seem to focus on people that are in their like late 20s, early 30s. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of thought she was young. She got good genes because she don't look old, but yes, to hear that she's older, I was like, it's interesting. I also wonder, am I overthinking, or like, does she give young because like with her identity, like being trans, I wonder, is she kind of like reliving certain like moments that she would have if she was younger, if that makes sense? Like, because she wasn't able to like, because she's figuring out her identity now, I wonder, is that kind of making her seem more younger because she's working through certain things? I don't know. But yeah, let me know if you understand.
No,
you know, this
would that
coffee
be a
makes
midlife
me
crisis? No shade.
not a midlife crisis. I don't think it's a crisis. I feel like she's more so figuring out who she is. So it's making her seem less mature because she's working through certain things, if that makes sense.
Okay.
She's workshopping. A work in progress, like we all
are.
WIP. Oh, first of all, I didn't, because I was not, unfortunately, not in town. We weren't I wasn't around the family. But Troy, did you?
Yeah, I did not get jalapeno cornbread. Unfortunately, no jalapeno cornbread.
Listen, Christmas, I'm there. Christmas, we gotta get it. But but yes, thank you for
thank you. I am Ray Serenity. Thank you for asking.
Yes, because now I gotta go extra hard for Christmas because I need that.
Because I was at work thinking about Miss Eve and her hot water cornbread and they raisins. I was like,
yes, I would try it. I don't know. But I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. You know, hope all the food turned out well. Everybody got to see their family, the family that they see it for. Because you know, some people be trying it. So yeah, hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving. But she was just as childish before her transition. Well, I tried. You got me there, Spicy Original. She was. So, you know, yeah, you're right. I guess she was. So I guess that's just her personality, child. It's like people who shout out to February 21. Just noticed that you came into the chat. It's like people who are mentally stunted due to trauma and go through basic social development later in life. Yes. Perfect. You hit the nail right on the head. Like, that's what I was trying to say. Yes. Like, it's like they're almost stunted. So like they're reliving, like they're readjusting to who they are because they're finally accepting it enough to live in their truth. So, and I wonder if the childishness before the transition was her like trying to figure out who she was and like, you know, I don't know. I'm always when I see people acting certain ways, now I'm just trying to figure out what's the motivation behind it. Not that I'm trying to psychoanalyze everybody, but I'm just trying to figure out, especially on these shows, like what's the motivation behind you acting the way you acting. So, um, yeah. But to go to the next scene, we see Tonka with his family, her family, sorry. But yeah, we see Tonka with their family, and I thought this was a great scene. I love to see people's like families on the show, and them just being accepting, them being natural, them being like just cool, relaxed. I love to see them in that element because I feel like when people bring like people like their family or like their real friends on the show, you really get to see who they are. Because I feel like their family would probably call them out on it. Like if they were acting like crazy, be like, why are you acting like this? So yeah, I just thought it was cool to see them. I thought it was nice that Tonka's mom was there for their legendary status, for them to be deemed legendary in the ballroom scene. I thought that was cool. They showed a picture, which I thought was super cool. Super cool. I said the grandma situation is unfortunate, but we keep seeing that again, like you said, with Seven and her grandma. You know, it's just that generation where it's like they don't. It's almost like you being blood and you being like, you know, them. Like instead of protecting you and like really trying to like make you the best you can be, it's like they just kind of abandon you, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I guess not everybody is as courageous and is strong enough to like accept people, you know, to accept their own, you know. And they be accepting some people that they shouldn't be accepting in the family, but that's a different topic for a different day.
Yeah, I saw some comments like that, and I saw some comments like that on Chase, and I said that's facts because y'all condemn people who are comfortable with themselves, but don't talk about that. That's what I've been defending.
For sure. Like, yeah. But yeah, I just thought that this was like again a great scene. I said Tonka looks just like their mom. So when the mom made the comment like you're handsome, you look just like me, I thought that was so cute because they do look alike. They both have each other's faces. And yeah, Tonka basically kind of hit on like something that I think happens a lot with families where it's like you're kind of estranged because you're living your truth, you're being who you are, and then people wait until they're like on their deathbeds to want to reconcile with you, and it's like, why are you waiting till you're, you know, not going to be here much longer to try to reconcile and try to get things together when you could have, as the elder, you know, in the situation in the family? Why wouldn't you kind of do that so you have more time with this person? So I wonder, do people like that be thinking like, oh, like I want to reach out, I want to make amends, but I'm either stubborn or I'm living my life, and then it's like once you get to the end, it's like, damn, I really should have made amends. I don't know. I just think that that's so interesting, I guess you could say. But hopefully his grandma comes around and you know, they're able to come to some common ground before, you know, I think he said it was his grandfather though that is in the hospital though.
Yeah, ew.
So hopefully he's able to make amends with them before, you know, his grandfather passes on. But a funny thing about this scene, shout out to the stepfather who is, you know, was there and, you know, just chilling. But I guess the mom said that the stepfather knew about Tonka's sexuality because he was always on the computer. And I guess she said he was like, who in here looking at Nick Cannon?
Nick
and I
Cannon,
said, not you.
I said,
not
Nick,
you in here looking at
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon. What era was it? It must have been Drumline, Nick Cannon.
The Wildin', I'm thinking of Wildin' Out era, Nick Cannon.
Okay.
The early Wildin' Out, Nick Cannon. The 2005, 2006.
Thinking, really? Wait, so when did you do Drumline? I thought Drumline was early 2000s though.
No, I mean because I want to say me and Tonka are maybe around the same age, maybe Tonka maybe like 34 years older than me. So I want to say Nick Cannon, maybe 2004 to 2006 Nick Cannon. It couldn't be Drumline Nick Cannon. But
isn't that mid 2000s or early 2000s Nick Cannon though? Because Drumline had to come out in like,
I think Drumline was like 2001, 2002, and I think Wildin' Out was like 2004 to 2006.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Somebody said Drumline was 2002.
Oh,
so Wildin' Out was like 2004, 2005, I think. But
okay,
I said not Tonka fawning over Nick Cannon. Now I did want to ask Tonka.
Well, you know he likes to twink.
She took one up last episode, and apparently not together. But not apparently they are together. Kane was drunk as hell on that live. We're gonna talk about that. Baby, Kane was drunk as fuck on that live. But I did want to say Tonka. I wanted to know if Tonka was not involved with King Kane, would she play baby mama number 8 to Nick Cannon in his harem?
I was wondering that because I feel like you even say you interested in Nick Cannon, boom, you pregnant. Like it's just. I feel like once you say you're interested in Nick Cannon, you start ovulating. Very like right after you say it's like Beetlejuice. Say it enough times and
my goodness.
Yeah,
it's kind of giving it's almost like a Virgin Mary tea. Like if you think of Nick Cannon that way, you just end up pregnant. And I don't need that demon seed.
My
when you try that demon seed, come and see me, bitch. Like, all right, shit. But yeah, I don't got time.
Oh my god. So this leads me to wonder, who was your first celebrity crush? And feel free, if you're comfortable, put it in the chat who your first celebrity crush was. I'll let you go and then I'll go.
My first celebrity crush.
Or I can tell you mine.
I think it was David Hasselhoff from Baywatch. Baby, I used to go up for Baywatch back in the day. My goodness. Listen, early 90s Hasselhoff. Yo.
Not a white man. My
baby, I was like 5 or 6. David Hasselhoff are like 30 plus years later. It's like, but yeah, my first childhood crush is like, I think either David Hasselhoff or Dwayne Johnson.
Interesting. Okay, I could see that. Hopefully, did you think did the crush pass after he was, you know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. I'm trying to be a good boy today. But anyway, that's real interesting. I would not have guessed David Hasselhoff. I'm gonna say mine was Chris Brown. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Okay, this is before he started
the mighty have fallen.
And Brown then. Okay. This is before he started Brisson and Brown.
To be fair, yes, this was double mint Chris Brown. I was like in the 6th grade. I want to say.
Chris Brown. Okay.
Pop-Tart Chris Brown. Yes. Endorsement Chris Brown. Yes. Baby Chris Brown.
Okay.
So
I ain't mad at that.
I would definitely say yes, but after some things happened, that's no longer a thing for me. But yeah, I just always think that's interesting. Like, what's your because you really get like to know a person. I feel like that's a good get to know you. Like, who's your celebrity crush?
I see somebody said Will Smith in the comments. Nah.
I mean,
no. Okay, Jada, Lil Charles the Great. Is you there? And
I'm more interested in the Carlton though.
I would like to.
I feel like that's
not the cousin. Well, they ain't legally or actually cousins, but okay.
I'm here for it.
Lots of really that ping, baby.
I always thought Alfonso Ribeiro was cute on that show. And Will Smith, he was also cute. He was tall. He was I could definitely see that being a crush.
Funny.
Yeah. And goofy, yes. Now, Will Smith or Marlon Wayans?
Marlon Wayans.
Okay. Because I was gonna say
what you talking about? Marlon Wayans, baby.
I was gonna say Marlon Wayans. Definitely
Let's
also
get it on. You saw them cakes?
Baby. I'm thinking
my goodness.
Yes, and Charles the Great also he showed his ass in that movie 6 Degrees of Separation. So
he also did in iRobot. I think it was iRobot.
Oh,
the shower scene, and they asked him like, "We know you, well, not so much. We know you hung, but how did you hide your third leg?" He had to. Is it tucked, baby? No offense, no shade, but that's what he said.
I care. You carry
it. They had to tape it. I'm just saying.
No, Marlon looked like it's heavy. I'm here for it. It's heavy. I'm sure. But yes, definitely a crush. I mean, Sean too, but Marlon was definitely. I mean, Marlon had.
It was crazy because they both had their eras. I want to say Marlon was like early 90s. Sean was like late 90s, early 2000s, and then Marlon came back around like the late 2010s, baby.
Okay. I feel like I had my situation with both of them, so I agree. I feel like I feel like Sean was more.
My goodness.
They call me names anyway. I feel like you know, Sean was a little more sophisticated, but I feel like you could be goofy and clown with I mean, Sean was a clown too, but like Marlon was just more goofy, and I thought that was
it was Shorty for me. Shorty, you know, I love a pothead baby.
Yes, I love a yes. And shout out to Maiden Birmingham. Yes, what's good?
Yes, thank you for being here.
Malik in the building.
Thank you for everybody that's fucking with us on this good Saturday, baby. On this
yes. Keying on a Saturday. That's my favorite day.
Right. By the way. Because we know y'all work through the weekend. So just y'all being here on, you know, Saturday, taking time out of y'all, you know, y'all weekend to keep with us. Thank you so much.
Yes. Hopefully we providing some stress relief, some good laughs. But now we some freaky freaks. You know what?
My goodness.
It is what it is, okay?
It is. It's the Gemini.
I guess it's the bull in me, I guess.
You see the bullshit? You see the fucking bullshit?
Yes. So I said, not Carlton. Carlton was cute. He was preppy. He had a nice body. Yeah, he had a nice body.
Also, Overton from Living Single was also my celebrity crush. Tall,
you know, I never got into Overton.
Handyman. I love like Manuel Labor type of.
Okay.
You know, men that
I never got into Overton.
Like, yeah,
baby, I got into what was Khadijah's?
Which one?
Khadijah's boyfriend. Right, which one? The one I think his name is like Storm something, or starts with an S. I think Scooter.
Was that the darker skin guy, or was that the yellow?
Yes, the darker skin one.
Okay,
Scooter. Yes, and then she was dating Grant Hill. I said,
topping all them niggas. I said, come on, Dana Owens.
Topping all the niggas.
I can't, baby.
Tell me what? Okay. Yes. So you do the bending? Period. Come through, Khadijah. Like,
oh my goodness. Not people doing the bending, baby. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it as well.
I'm sorry, we're doing great. Baby, we are from celebrity crushes all the way down to who's doing the bending. We're talking about a rabbit hole. My goodness.
Ooh, somebody said, let me see. I just saw one. Todd Bridges. Okay.
My sister used to go up for Todd Bridges.
Oh, really? Okay. I could see it. Well, I was like super young watching what's that show called? What is it called? Oh, Different Strokes?
Yeah, Different Strokes.
Okay, sorry. I was like really little watching it.
Penfields.
But yes, I could see that. Someone said Mario or Trey. Ooh.
Not Billy Goat Trey. You talking about Trey?
Yeah, I don't know if we can we claim Trey? I feel like Trey is he's stooped in some stuff. But if we're just saying aesthetics, I would go with Trey.
I would say Mario, just because Mario was high school for me.
Okay.
Mario was high school. I mean, Trey was also high school, but Mario is Mario for me. But
we yes, Scooter, that was his name. He was so fine. And Grant Hill. Oh my God. But yeah. Chris Williams, yes, aka Mr. Black Lightning. Yes. Okay. Cole for Martin. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I'm mad at it. Sure.
Yes. The body, yes.
Was bodying. And it was natural. You know, baby. That's what the voice is going to the doctor is for now. They saying give me the Cole Brown for Martin. Okay. Baby, you just got sucked the fucking pump. Is what
you want to talk about dumb Trey? You want to talk about dumb Trey?
So dumb, but so much body.
Right?
It's crazy that Martin. Oh my God, we're rapping home like a motherfucker.
But you know,
Martin.
People are living for
that whole little crew right there. Tutu, baby.
Oh, you ran through the whole crew.
And Bruh Man too. And it's Tutu.
My goodness.
And Bruh Man and I be in there.
Who won't she have? Like, who won't she? She just hitting them. Oh, okay.
I had Bruh Man in there too. Like,
okay, I'm not mad at it. So he's climbing through your window, snatching your goodies up.
Listen, he ain't even got to knock on the window. Right, just lift it up and come in.
The door is open.
Answering, baby.
The door is open, baby.
Baby, it's open. He's knocking on the back door. Charlotte, I'm in.
My goodness.
I'm sorry.
You know what, Rico? We're just rabbit holing. We're being salacious. we're just being
goodness.
Yes. But yes, talking about 90s crushes, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and it kind of got wild.
Yes. Sorry, I'm gonna highlight a couple more. Nipsey Hussle. You know, I was never really into Nipsey Hussle.
Not Nipsey Hussle, not Lauren London, baby father. Nipsey the Hot Wings from Martin. The restaurant owner.
I was like, Nipsey Hussle? You know, not my type. But yes.
Nipsey can. Yeah, Nipsey.
Cisco. You know, we're gonna talk about how Cisco definitely don't know that man's tea, but definitely a gay icon, because he definitely gave what needed to be given.
The Cisco with
him and Busta Rhymes
tattoo around his belly button. Doesn't he have a tattoo around his belly button?
Does he?
You know, that might be.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm digressing.
But yes, Cisco was fine. Definitely was fashion. Yes, definitely was there for the fashion too. Mm-hmm. Romeo from Steve Harvey Show, absolutely. May he rest in peace. Also, the white boy on there too. I forgot his name. Bullethead. They were both. Yes, they were both cute. Very cute.
So Merlin Santana, did he play one of the boyfriends on Sister Sister, or was that a different actor?
I think that was a different actor.
Okay.
Wait, are you talking about the bald dude? I remember they had. Was it Tia that was, or Tamara that was dating the bald dude? Or no, was that Moesha? I'm getting them all mixed.
So Moesha, that was, I think, Fredo Star or Shine. I can't.
He was bald, right?
But I think he was bald.
Okay, that was Fredo, I think.
Okay, and now I get Merlin mixed up with somebody else. I feel like Merlin played a boyfriend on Sister Sister when they were in college.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't remember him being on there, but yes, another gay icon, Shamar Moore. Yes, Body used to be bodying in the 90s, early 2000s. I mean, I'm sure it's still bodying, but yes, definitely a gay icon. You know how many butch queens have modeled their looks after Shamar Moore? Like countless. Yes, Boris Kojo as well. We can't forget I'm sorry, we gonna move on. But what is his name? From Two Can Play That Game, Morris Chestnut. Yes, we can't forget Morris Chestnut, especially in that movie. Anyway, let us stop being sluts and move on to the next. I'm just playing. But yeah, shout out to everybody that's here. Definitely leave a like. But yes, we're gonna come back and highlight some of your comments because we're gonna revisit this conversation. But yeah, I just thought the whole celebrity crush thing was really funny. I also said that to me, it's interesting having these conversations about gender because like sexuality, they're so personal. So I feel like not everybody's gonna understand your journey to where you want to go and what you want because it's personal, you know, and like how you feel about gender may not be how this person feels about gender because it's kind of made up. So, you know, I just want to let that be known. But so then we get into a conversation with Rico and his boyfriend. I forgot the boyfriend's name. Sorry, I'm a bad host. You said Tazy?
I think Tay. I think just Tay.
Tay, okay. Shout out to Tay. But yeah, so they sit down after he's recording, the boyfriend is recording. And so they decide to, you know, just have a conversation about their relationship. And Rico is, you know, talking about how he's a little I don't think he's basically saying how like the whole open relationship aspect of their relationship isn't really serving him. And he's kind of, you know, thinking about not pursuing that anymore. And so he also said that this is his first relationship, which I thought was interesting. And he said he feels weird about the relationship, like something about it just feels off. And I'm wondering if because it's his first relationship, it's not going how he thought it would go. Because, you know, you have like expectation and then you have reality. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. To me, it's just I wonder if it's not matching up to what he thought it was gonna be, but like obviously your reality is gonna be different from the expectation. But G Baby Who Baby said it. No shade, but the BF with no title. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're in an open relationship, so technically they're boyfriends, but I don't know. The way it was seeming, it seems like the boyfriend isn't even in the space to want to be in a relationship, let alone, an open relationship. It seems like they're still just kind of dating and like open to other people and like, but they're comfortable with each other. So I think that's kind of where maybe the weirdness is coming from. Rico, are you replying to Iron Race Serenity? Are you agreeing to what we're saying? Things were getting weird. Okay, yes. And he also said things started changing. Okay. I could see that. I mean, I definitely feel like, I know I've been in like situations where like I'm like, I feel like this person might be not stringing me along, but like you can tell when somebody is like, y'all are like vibing and y'all chill, but like you could tell that they have their foot out the door because like somebody better might come. And I feel like that kind of like leads to them maybe not wanting to commit as much because they're always looking for somebody else. And I kind of feel like you shouldn't do that. I feel like that's a bad thing. I feel like you should want to be with somebody. I don't feel like you should need to, but I feel like sometimes people feel like they have to be with somebody and like they just use people as a placeholder until somebody else better comes, and then they end up alone because like the person that they were holding out for didn't come because that's not a real person. Like everybody has their own quirks and nobody's going to be perfect for you. So I wonder if that's what it was too. He was just holding out for something else. But let's see. I liked Rico with him, but I understood exactly what Rico was saying in the confessionals. These niggas switch up. Ask Jay and Yam Killer. Ask Jay. Like, it's kind of giving a hot boy tea. Who went down to Houston and realized it was too many niggas for them to be committed? So
Jordan went down to Houston and
shout out to the real hot boys in Houston, but yes, realized it was too much opportunity out here to be tied down. I'm just like, well, as long as you're not leading anybody on, I guess. But Rico, I know I love him, but that's why I wanted to jump through the screen on that man. Yes, because he was kind of giving like he was leading Rico on, like, I'm committed to you, but I'm not. Like, it just seemed like he had his foot out the door. Because I know there are different types of open relationships. Like, there are some where they play together. There are some where they bring a person into the actual relationship. There are some where, one person will go off and do their thing and then come back. So I don't know. But I don't think that they're ever really sustainable if one person isn't into it anymore. So,
right.
I do feel like it started changing once y'all started filming the show. Ooh, that could also be it. He ain't like Rico, period. You can tell when dudes don't really like you, but try to string you along. Yeah, and I just feel like that's so dumb. Like, I just feel like it kind of makes you look like the loser because it's like you have to be with somebody. You can't just be alone. It's like if the person isn't for you, they're not for you. And that has nothing to do with the other person. It's just y'all just not a match. But I know some people hate to like break up with people or like reject them, if that makes sense. So they'll just kind of lead you on or like kind of like cause issues with you to kind of like give an excuse. Because I feel like sometimes people feel like they have to have an excuse to break up with you or to like not want to be with you anymore. But it wasn't what we said we would do, and someone did come along. Y'all will see the next episode. Oh, not the next episode. Oof. Well, you speaking like you out of it, so I'm glad that you're out of it, and yeah, I mean, you're dating, you're exploring, some people are here for a season, some people here for a while, but I still thought it was an interesting conversation because they're talking about monogamy, and all of that. Rico did say that he has a performance at OTA, and I just want to say that when I was in Brooklyn this summer, I'm mad that I didn't go to OTA. I would like had the chance to go, and I'm just like, damn, I should have went just because. If you don't know what OTA is, it's like a event space where they like hold like they like Vogue, and I think they have balls there as well. They have performances. I think OTA stands for Open to All Entertainment. I think they also have a YouTube channel, which I enjoy. So yeah, just want to shout them out because they're super dope and legendary. But yeah, seems like maybe Rico wanted to get into a monogamous relationship with him. Like they were kind of, maybe he thought it would be open until they really started to have feelings for each other, and then it would become monogamous. But I don't think that necessarily ever happened for the boyfriend, at least at that point. So, are you into open relationships?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
You said it's one and only.
Yeah, this is no shade, just kind of difficult, like dealing with one person and like their emotions and their ups and downs. So like, no, it's not for me. What about you?
Right.
And also let us know in the comments like how you guys feel about open relationships and like thirds and all of that.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind. I don't think I would be in a relationship like that. Like I wouldn't be in an open relationship, but I wouldn't mind joining somebody's relationship for like a short period of time, if that makes sense. I don't mind it. Like, I don't want to be in the relationship though, but I don't mind being brought into a situation for a limited amount of time. Anyway.
You said I'm here for a good time, not a long time. It's honest. Like, it's honest. Because at one point, like, I wanted to be like 2021. I was like, I won't mind being a third or playing with like a couple. But it's like, no, I just kind of want what's mine. Like, I don't want to have to share anybody or be shared with So like to each his own, but just no. Open relationships aren't for me.
Got you. No, that's real. But yeah, I definitely think that they take a lot more effort because of the communication and like all of that. Like you got to communicate way more because there are other people in the situation. Now you ain't just dealing with this person's feelings. You're like boyfriends. You're dealing with whoever they're messing with and who you're messing with. And we all know that having sex with people creates feelings. Like we all know. And sometimes people don't know how to deal with those feelings, which is why sometimes I think open relationships go left. Not to say that they all go left, but there's just a lot to factor in, I guess you could say. But I'm doing good, not spicy. Well, that's good to hear that you're doing good, because no Rico slander over here. No, protect Rico at all costs,
right?
If you will.
No casting on slander will be tolerated.
Yes. I would do open again, but it has to be with somebody that really wants to be in a relationship. Yes. And I also wanted to pinpoint that I don't think that this is a bad look on open relationships. I think it's just the person that, Rico was with that made it not work out. I don't think you can be committed and be open, I would guess. But not Damon being with the shits. Let me find, you know what? I've already said too much with Charles. Like I've already said too much. As Alexander Rogers says, shout out to him. Never put your business in the street. You can talk about other people's business and let people speculate. So yes. So yeah, I just thought that this had an interesting. I think this whole episode had a lot of interesting conversations. A lot that made me that piqued my interest and made me think. So I really enjoyed that. But then we get to Tonka's performance. Tonka performed with it was the guy. So I forgot his name. I'm so bad at remembering names.
JJ Jones.
Thank you. Oh my God. Doing half the work for me. JJ Jones, Tonka's the person that he did the song with. He was also in the scene with Jay Amore when he was over it. And they were talking. But shout out to him. But yeah, they performed. Well, first Oliver performed. And I said I liked Oliver's fit. it was like a bodysuit,
Mm-hmm.
turtleneck, you know, it was giving. I was here for it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why I said that. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't want to give him his props. But yeah, I thought it was cute. You know, his body is Adian.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the song that he performed as well. Um, and then I like how everybody showed up to support. Kendra was there. I think Willow was
Mm-hmm.
there. Who else was there? Rico was there. A lot of the girls were there. So yeah, and then they also did HIV testing because I think it's HIV testing awareness. That was
Mm-hmm.
HIV awareness testing day. Um, but yeah, I thought that was super cool that they could come together and talk about. Maybe I wish they would have maybe talked about testing and like how that was incorporated into the event, or if they just had an event and like named it that so people were aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought that the performances were great. Loved can you say the gentleman's name again?
Oh,
That
JJ Jones.
JJ Jones. I loved his outfit.
Mm-hmm.
His performance outfit was very cute. Like almost like a fur edged jacket, but the edges were red and like it coordinated with him. You know who it was kind of giving me?
What?
It was ooh, it was kind of giving me it was kind of giving me Dior from
Oh,
Chasing
Chasing
Dallas.
Dallas.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, it was kind of giving me that just with the red and like how he's like very like stylish and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. But what did you think of the performance?
I thought I thought the performance was good. Like I always live for chasing performances because they're so energetic and just like high energy and just really creative. So I thought that, especially this being Tonka's first time for performing the song, I thought he did like a really good job. It's crazy
Mhm.
to see like him record the song. Or I'm sorry, it's crazy to see her record the song and then kind of debut the song on the radio with Cassadine during the sit down, and then to actually perform the song like within the same
Yeah,
episode. So
that's
Tonka
what I'm
had like a lot
saying.
going on. Like so,
It's
that
the
was really dope.
storytelling for me.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, I
great
like it.
storytelling. So I did like the performance. I like that everybody was like just eating Tonka up and like
Hmm.
she was serving, and everybody was like supportive. That's the word I'm trying to look for. So I
Right.
really did enjoy like the guy. I really did enjoy the performance. Excuse me.
Yes.
I thought they did
Um,
a good job.
and then and the dancers, they were serving as well.
And the
I said,
badass got high
okay,
boots.
I need some black twinks to be dancing behind me when I perform my my song I put out. I
Okay.
need that. I need the backup dancers.
I need some black twins walking behind me or dancing behind me whenever I walk in the building for work and whenever I leave from work.
Yes.
Baby, I need to make an entrance.
Yes. Yes. Oh, move. What did he say? Serving the runway? Don't run away. Rule the runway or something like that. I said I'm here for it.
Anytime I see
Um.
like people dancing in boots, especially like high heel boots, I always
Mhm.
think like I need to get a pair to see if my ankles are as strong as I think they are.
Ooh. All
Because
right.
I feel like you have to have some
Put them
sturdy
to the
ass
test.
ankles. Yeah, to move in heels like that. And I
Yes.
don't want to break anything and then really be out of commission.
Oh,
So maybe I'll
you gotta
start with some
practice.
kitten heels and see
Start
if
with
my
some kitten heels.
and see if my
Yes.
ankles are sturdy enough, and then we can progress to like eventually I'll be Beyonce in the heels.
6 inches, baby. I was gonna say something, but you know what? I'm not even going there. Not with
Why?
you on this Saturday. Um, but yes, love me some Tonkisha, some
Mm-hmm.
Tonk. Love her.
Yes,
Yes, stilettos, pumps
in
in
the
the
club,
club.
baby.
Yes,
Yes.
here for it. But yes, they definitely did a great performance, and I love
Mhm.
how everybody was rallying around them. Um, so after the performance, we kind of get into a little drama. Um, so basically, I'm sorry, but it kind of sends me that after Oliver, like after the performance, Oliver just left.
Just bounce, baby. You saw Jay
Remy said,
Swan
"I'm not
coming
with
up, and he was
you."
like, and left that motherfucker, ran out the venue.
He was ducking Jay Twan, like Jay Twan, like he owed Jay Twan money. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "I'm out of here." Like and Jay Twan was mad about it, but honestly, like I cannot blame Oliver
Please,
because
yeah,
I
I
just
don't
feel
blame
like,
Oliver.
yeah, I just feel like Jay Twan. his issue is just so like minute and like
Right.
I don't know. It just seems like he's just like I feel like if you feel like this person is fake, why continue to engage with them? Like I don't know. If you feel like they're patronizing you and they look down on you and like all of that, like I don't understand why you want a moment with them. Like
Right.
just move on, you know? And I feel like I think about the things that like he's presented on the show, and I just feel like it hasn't really been anything in terms of like We Were Born. I thought they were gonna come on and like talk more about their music and
Right.
just like life, but it just seems like they're kind of side characters on this season. So I don't know. I haven't really been enjoying it like that.
I
To be
agree. I was
honest.
expecting like more hustle grind, like more studio sessions and
Right.
recording music and shooting music videos or possibly talking about touring and stuff like that. But they just kind of seem to be like on different pages. Berlin is, issues, sugar daddy issues, and then Jay Twan is like obsessed with Oliver and getting Oliver's attention. So I don't know.
Yeah, to me it was just kind of like I understand where Oliver's coming from. I do feel like Oliver does give that he looks down on the rest of the girls. Like I feel like when he's like doing his stuff, like he's made like subtle comments where it's like, oh, people don't have anything going on and like people aren't chasing anything, which I do feel like people are unnecessarily getting too far into the drama. But like, I don't know, at the same time, it's like, why don't you work to create a space where people can collab, you know? And I guess he is kind of doing that with like Tony and Dom. But like, you know, I just feel like it does kind of give like he's trying to son the rest of the girls. All these bitches is my sons. Bitch, my son going to sit on the potty. Kind of vibe. But yeah. Let us know how y'all feel. Do y'all feel like Oliver is, because I feel like both things can be true. I do feel like JT is doing the most. But I do feel like Oliver does give this vibe where it's like y'all are kind of not beneath him, but like I don't know. He kind of gives a little mean girl tea, I want to say. And you know they still trying to fill Lauren England's spot because after she left, they was all trying to fight for the crown. So I don't know. But Pickens Play says, I'm confused by this because he was ignoring him on In the Mix with Twix. Is this back and forth with Oliver a setup storyline? Probably. Because it's just not even really making a lot of sense. Like if a person don't fuck with you, like you just move accordingly. Like, and that was kind of the same thing that was happening with Berlin and Wayne. It's just kind of like you want a conversation with him, but for what? Like, you see how he treats Kendra. Like, I don't see why you thought he would treat you any differently. But you know, I was so excited. I was so excited for We Were Born to return, and they have low key been disappointing this season. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Especially this being the last season, I'm assuming, of Chasing Atlanta. I just kind of wish we saw more of their story.
Right.
Also, We Were Born hasn't given us anything. I agree with the producers. They could have stayed gone or at least be at least B cast. Yeah, I think B cast would have been great. I don't think they need to be in the core group. They, you know, they just kind of hang out. You know, people can have individual scenes with them. They kind of give their take on the drama and then bounce. Like that's what I would have did. Loki Vibes said he's jealous of Oliver. He's constantly seeking approval. Yes, and we definitely see that in the last scene of the episode. You definitely kind of see like, or at least in my opinion, it seemed like Jay Twan just wants to be validated by Oliver. You know, especially since Oliver is working and doing things. So I don't know if he feels like behind or if he feels jealous or like if he, you know, he feels like he's stunted. So he's trying to like reach out and like get on the same type of tip that Oliver is on. Maybe he just wants you to take him under his wing. Maybe that's what it is. But why wouldn't you just be direct about that? Like, hey, what is your opinion on this project I'm doing? Come with me to do this. I feel like maybe that's what Oliver wants. But Jay Twan just wants to talk about the drama, I guess you could say. He wants Oliver to be his friend, and it ain't that. Yeah. Ducking and dodging him like the plague. Like,
you dodging me?
Right? Jesus. Just as much as I love me some Jay Twan, I agree. He gotta leave the Oliver thing alone at this point. He's not going to change, so move on. Yeah. I agree. And the same situation with Troy. It's just like these people, they don't care. So you just got to move on. Jaytwan trying to drag drama to the show, it's not working because people don't want to verbally spar with him. Berlin has the trans woman testimonies going for her. True, that is, her being a part of that group and like speaking on her mental health. That has, that's an interesting topic that she brought to the show. But Jaytwan is just kind of like struggling. The hair is flourishing though. I want to say that. Because the cornrows were popping when he was in the tacos and tequila, the curls was popping. But no shade, he's kind of giving Carla from
My Wives.
Yeah. Shout out to that deep
cut. Just head of hair, boring as hell.
Yes. Nothing really going on, but a gorgeous head of hair. Yes. So in the beginning, we were born and others looked down on Oliver. Cass has blamed him every season for everything, yet he's always looking out for them. I think he's over it now and popping his shit. I could see that because I do remember when he first came on, like, it was a little shaky, but yeah, I could see him returning the favor now. But I don't know. I kind of want Oliver to be the bigger person and just kind of be like, girl, what's the real issue? Because is this a storyline? Because if you want to work together on something, let's do that. But why bring this petty drama? And he trying to rally the girls on his side. I love Troy when they were at the table. What does he want from them? Yeah, I agree. Like it did seem like he was trying to like get them to like band together against Oliver. And it's like, why? What is the reason? I don't want to be like that with my man low key. Wait. Hold on. Wait, did I highlight something out of...
Wait, are you talking about Jaytwan Cassadine?
Oh. Let us know.
Or are you talking about Twixt?
Yeah. So now we haven't seen Wayne for 2 episodes, and I'm not mad. Yeah, Wayne needed to chill off. He was chill out. He was doing a lot.
Yeah, well, he'll be back next episode, according to that damn preview.
Well, Oliver is really nice in person and a good friend. Okay. I mean, I feel like he does seem to look out for people, but I do get like, I feel like he seems like one of those people where it's like, if you're not really like grinding like he's grinding, it's like, he can't really do nothing. You can't do nothing for him, to be honest. Or he wants to surround himself with people that are doing as well as he's doing, which I understand. And that's commendable, but at the same time, not everybody's going to be grinding like you grind. But I don't know. I guess that's up to the person to whether they want to still be friends with the person or not. But hey, Will, thank you for being here.
Hey. YouTube made
Loki
for that damn profile picture.
Okay. Yes, responding to Loki vibes. I see. What did you say, Troy?
I was asking Will, fucking YouTube ain't flagging for that damn profile picture.
Yes, he said, "Listen, I know what I'm doing. I know how to edit and crop. I know what I'm doing." Yeah, like YouTube letting him be great. Okay. Wayne was entertaining, but it was kind of on the edge of like, this is becoming a lot. But I do feel like Wayne has the potential to be a good character on the show because he has a personality outside of Kendra. I just think he's struggling with other things and kind of stepping aside from that, I guess you could say. But yeah, I just thought that the whole like we need to have a conversation was just getting so tired. Yeah. I was gonna say that was happening on another reality show, Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, when Alexis Scott wanted to have that, so desperate to have that conversation with Masika.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God, what are they gonna talk about? Like,
she literally stalking Masika around the city of LA.
Yeah, it's like y'all slept with the same dude and got pregnant. Like, what else is there to talk about? Like,
Masika, can you sit down so I can be grown up, buddy?
Right. You can sit down and talk with Fetty Wap.
Oh like, my gosh.
And then didn't he not even turn out to be like the actual child's father? I mean, so all that for what? Like,
baby.
But yeah. So let's move on to the next scene. 7 is at an award ceremony at it's like a downtown winery in Atlanta. I forgot I feel like we're hosting this together because I'm forgetting I'm like, what was the name of this? And you're like, this was the name. Like you're like
I think it was
backing
like
me
the
up.
Wussy Awards or something.
Yes, the Wussy Awards. Thank you. But basically an award show for commemorating queer performers, whether it's music, drag artists, hosts, things like that. So I thought this was super cool to highlight. And I said, yes, shout out to Nicole Page Brooks. Shout out to Nicole for being in the building, a Drag Race girl. I think season 2, I want to say. But yes, I lived for Nicole on her season, and I'm so glad that they feature her because I haven't really been keeping up with her. But shout out to her for hosting this award show. And she looks good. Glad to see her. But I said Drew performed house down as usual. Nobody can take that from Drew. Performing down. Like, she has the energy. She is the moment. Come on now. Like, but I said her drag is very like regular, which I kind of like. Like her drag, like I feel like, of course there are different types of drag, but she's not like high glam. It's very like regular girl performing, and I enjoy that. It's not like big hair and beat face and big it's just very like, I got my braids in, I got a little gloss, little eyeliner, and I'm good. I like it. It's very natural. So but yeah, I thought that was a cute look. But yeah, what did you think of this scene, this performance?
I always go up for a Drew Friday performance. Like I said, she's really energetic. She knows how to work the crowd.
Right.
Excuse me. And I also feel like she studies like the artists, whoever is like music she's performing to. I feel like she studies them because like lyrics to beat to like just certain the way she moves like throughout the performance. Like Drew is a top tier performer, so I always wait for her performances. I just wish like when she wasn't performing, like when we just got 7, like we kind of got 7 without like the mess,
right?
Or whatever. But I always enjoy like a performance from Drew.
Yeah, she performs down. Like she knows when to take her moments. She knows like good songs to choose. She has a lot of energy. She's very flexible. So yeah, shout out to her. And shout out to the dude that she was with. I feel like they make a cute couple. I know she said she was trying to spin the block because he's an ex, I guess. But like I was like, y'all look good together. Y'all had the orange on and they were both serving. Both of their skins was popping. I was like, I'm here for this couple. But yeah, let me highlight a couple comments before we move on. I know Rico in here. I can't wait for y'all to see me and Wayne together this season. Interesting. I'm wondering what that's gonna give, because I know y'all roomed together during the cabin trip last time, right? So I'm wondering what that's gonna give. Real interesting. Round 2, I guess. Like Drew gotta elevate the aesthetic if she wants to be on Drag Race, though. Step your pussy up. Yeah, I mean, but I feel like there's like a variety of Ru girls. Like some do the high glam, and then some, they're more performers, so they have just like the regular. But I agree, like with the fits, they're definitely gonna, clock her for the fits because you gotta diversify your wardrobe if you're gonna be on that show. I know some queens come on with just bodysuits and it don't really work out for them. So I get what you mean with Charles. It's good to see here Rico and 7 are in a better place this season. Yes, it's good to see that progression. Dom, I think, is also in a better place. Troy also seems to be doing more, work on his mental health and, how he handles situations. So shout out to everybody for growing. But yes, let us keep watching because I want to know if this is gonna be cabin trip round 2. Because they was running around in their lingerie.
They were
like,
and I'm also thinking about that cabin trip from the season 2 of the Shit We Do for Love.
Yes, also
when Tim on the T Ware was about to tear up that damn cabin.
My goodness, they showed up in their kente cloth.
goodness.
She said, "Turn that camera on." What were you doing? That camera on? My goodness. Turn that camera on.
If somebody turn her mic on.
Yes. But yeah, I thought it was good that they were nominated. I thought they were good sports that they didn't win. But yeah, I thought that they were good sports that they didn't win. One of the girls was mopping all the awards. She got like 2 awards. The 2,
Right.
I think they only called out like 3. I'm sure they had more awards, but she won 2 in one night. I said, okay. Oh, and then she said, not me winning on Drew's reality show. I said, well, child, shade, but yes. Like, no, but they seemed like they had a good rapport. I would love to see her more with like some of those girls. I know I was being playfully throwing some playful shade in the beginning about her hanging with the white girls, but I would love to see her like kind of interact with those types of queens. I wonder, did she offer to do a scene with Drew, and them like talking about performances and stuff like that, especially since that's one of her idols. I think that would have been cool. But yeah, hopefully we get a peek into that world, because I feel like we've only been seeing Drew perform. We haven't really seen her interact with those girls, especially since we know she knows a couple of rude girls. So I wonder if she could kind of sit down with them and get a couple scenes with them. But yeah, so then we get to the last episode, or why do I keep saying episode? This coffee has my mind like going so fast. But yeah, we get to the last scene in the episode. This is episode 7 of season 6, by the way. If you did not know that, it's called Unfinished Business. Also, again, thank you for everybody that's in the building, in the chat, and watching. Definitely leave a like and subscribe. But this last scene, I called it the originals. So basically Troy, Jaytwan, Berlin, and why am I forgetting their name?
Berlin,
Kendra. And Kendra, sorry. Yes. Kendra is, they all meet up. They called themselves the originals, and I'm like, y'all are definitely a clique, and y'all definitely all came in together, but y'all aren't the originals, baby. Like, the originals are like Akeem and Devon and Lauren England and Cameron. Like, those are the originals. None of those originals are on the show anymore, unfortunately. It would have been great to get at least one person from the original season back for this season, since this is going to be the last season apparently.
Right.
But yeah, once they said they were the originals, I was like, no, y'all not. No, y'all not. Y'all not the originals. It's giving Gio Glenn talk about he a rookie. I'm like, nah. Like, no, you're not. Not a rookie. But yeah. I just thought that was interesting that they called themselves the originals. I thought they were gonna come together and reminisce about the time that they, like, the season that they came in, but they decided to talk about some drama, of course. And I just thought, like, at this point, this is a scene where JT is like trying hard to rally the girls behind this like Oliver beef. Like, they're all gonna like it's almost like he's trying to get them to go on strike or something. Like, they all gonna approach Oliver, like give like a what is it, an intervention or something? Like, I don't know, but he's definitely trying to like make it seem like he doesn't, like, Oliver doesn't care about them and, is using them, which I don't think is necessarily the case. I feel like he has his own personal issue, and he's trying to like get Oliver's attention, and because Oliver ain't really paying attention to him, he's trying to drag other people into it, unfortunately. But yeah, I just said it's boring and kind of annoying. Jaytwan, I know you have better and more interesting things going on in your life than this beef. Like, this beef, this relationship gives like we shade each other when we're around each other, but it's really nothing to really talk about.
Right.
Like, so unless y'all was having, that's also kind of what the situation is getting. Because I feel like if y'all were just friends, it wouldn't really matter. But We
I
know
thought
when
they said tagging Jatwan head.
that too, child. You know they be dipping it and doing it. Okay, so whenever it's some petty beef, I'm like, I wonder what's going on. Denise Lux said this season is kind of underwhelming for last season, but they say it's gonna pick back up from here. Yeah, I mean, I do like it seems like they're focusing more on like performances and like, you know, people working on their craft, but it's like still the people that are there to kind of drive the drama, but they're not really doing their job of driving the drama because the drama is kind of stale. So I feel like that's what's making it underwhelming for sure. Oh wow, underwhelming. Why so? Because we're not fighting every episode, or because we really show how people are grown up. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like y'all don't have to fight, of course. Like I don't want to see a fight, even though we did see a couple people. We did see somebody twirl this season so far, but I don't think y'all have to fight. I just think if there's gonna be drama, I just want the drama to be real. I want the drama to be a conflict of like interest or personalities, or you know, I feel like people are just making up stuff to bring to the table, and it's just kind of like why, like is this really that serious to bring it to the TV show? Probably not. Not to say that it has to be serious, but like, is it enough? Is it enough? Is it entertaining enough for me to bring this up? And I just don't think so. But I'm still enjoying what I'm enjoying, you know. JT and Kane seem cut from the same sometimes in these episodes. Oh, cut from the same cloth sometimes in these episodes. Yeah, they definitely are reaching. I think that's what you're saying, Pickens Plays. They're definitely reaching for a storyline. No shade, but Kane is showing some stuff, like meeting with the woman to get his business stuff in order, the podcast, you know, so he is bringing some stuff. I definitely would say he's doing more than JT. Not that I'm trying to compare them, but he's definitely bringing something to the table for sure. But yeah, so this brings me to something that kind of caught me off guard and kind of annoyed me a little bit, kind of made me side eye a couple people. So basically they're talking about all getting on one accord because there are going to be some group events coming up. You know, they take a trip usually every season. Somebody mentioned, I think Troy mentioned Seven's housewarming is coming up, so they might all be around each other for that. So they need to kind of like, you know, get on the same page with each other. So they don't want to ruin her, her event. So this is when Kendra's like, oh, she gonna be sucking and fucking in the house or whatever. And so, they like, make their little joke about it. And so then she's kind of like, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way because it's over sexualizing trans women, and like you have to choose what woman you're gonna be. And Troy then kind of joins in, and then it's kind of like, oh, like, I agree because women don't do stuff like that. So like, maybe calm that down. And honestly, I feel like they lost me because I know that like her in the scene, she didn't know this, but she was joking. Like she said in the confessional, Seven said in the confessional, I'm joking. I'm not literally out here constantly sucking and fucking. But I'm enjoying myself. I'm exploring my options, which, I think is okay. Like, it's her business. She gonna do what she wants. But what did you think about this little section? Did this pique your interest, or did you not really care about it?
It did, just because first I felt like Jatwan had kind of caught this meeting of the OGs, not really to reminisce, but more so like to talk about Oliver.
And I wish they would have done the former. I wish they would have, reminisced.
Yeah, but I did find it kind of because last episode during like the counseling session, Seven explained to Kendra like what she needs from her is like, being like an older, trans woman or older trans sister or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I kind of feel like during the sit down, Kendra kind of took that. Kendra kind of took that, and she kind of took a dig at like Drew or Seven. I'm sorry, like, oh, she's gonna be like basically slutting, and that's not how like a lady should act. And I was like, well, Kendra, at one point, did you say that you were kind of like escorting or doing sex work to like
Mm-hmm.
provide for yourself. So really, you really don't have room. And I love Kendra. I
Right.
absolutely adore Kendra, but I don't think Kendra has any room to kind of make those remarks or throw stones
Yeah.
when her background was similar to what what Seven is describing her personal life or her dating life to be like.
Right. I feel like, yeah, I mean, to me, I do feel like they were trying to hold that against her. And I feel like what rubbed me the wrong way is that because they know that she's early in her transition, but like it's almost like they were trying to use that as a way to like spite her. Like they were dangling her womanhood over her head for some reason. Like
Yeah.
knowing that she's like transitioning, like they're kind of like, oh, well, you want to be a woman acts like this. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, no, a woman acts how your behavior doesn't dictate your gender. It's how you identify that dictates your gender. Like to me, it's not her wanting to be promiscuous or her wanting to be, sexually exploring herself. Um, that has nothing to do with her being a woman.
Right.
Like she could be a woman and still do that. And I don't feel like she has to adhere to this lady, she doesn't have to be a lady to be a woman. Like she's a
Mm-hmm.
woman regardless because that's how she identifies. So I didn't like how they were kind of trying to make it seem like, oh, well, for you to be a valid woman in our eyes, you kind of have to be, chaste, or you have to
Right.
be like, you can't really express yourself sexually. And then Troy Troy was also like, oh, like I women don't do that. They don't talk about sucking and fucking. I'm like, that's literally like 75% of female rap today. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. There are so many women that proudly talk about it, and that's their right. Like,
Mm-hmm.
people can do what they want to do. Like, I don't feel like you like it's not my issue isn't the fact that they had a problem with what she said. It's more so that they're tying it to her womanhood and making it trying to invalidate her womanhood because of her wanting to explore her sexuality. And it's like everybody has their own rules on like what they want to do in regards to their gender. So like don't try to like invalidate her identity because she doesn't act the way you want her to act.
Right.
So but yeah, that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I was just kind of like, and I like Berlin, how Berlin kind of was kind of like the opposing, she had an opposing view, I guess you could say. She
Mm-hmm.
understood where they were coming from, as I did as well. Because trans people, women, black people. So it's like all of those people are like over sexualized. So when you put all those identities together, it's like even more intense. Black trans women. So I can see why they're like, okay, well, like you're kind of contributing to like over sexualization, but at the same time, it's like let people be who they're gonna be. Like I'm not worried about what you think of me because you're gonna think whatever you want regardless. Kind of like what Tonka's sister said. Like people are gonna talk regardless, so just live your life. Like you can't live your life worried about how people are gonna see you and how that's gonna look for the whole community. Just do you, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So I understood where they were coming from, but I just kind of disagree with them. But yeah, I said Drew acts how she's gonna act, and that doesn't change her womanhood, period. Um, and then I said, leave it to a man to tell a woman who a woman should be. I said, Tag, now who is you to tell somebody what a woman is when you don't even
Self-proclaimed
identify with that
president.
group? Yeah, it's like you're not a woman, so who are you to dictate what is and isn't a woman? Women don't do that. How the fuck you know? Like, you're not a woman. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like, let somebody tell you that men don't act a certain way. You gonna be in your feelings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like let somebody say, see you twerking it down to Beyonce's Renaissance in the club and be like, well, men don't act like that.
Mm-hmm.
Men act like this. So it's just like, let's not hold people to standards that we're not meeting ourselves because those standards don't really serve us. So um yeah, I just thought that the conversation went left. I feel like they were just kind of using anything to kind of like drum up some type of not attention, but just like anything for like a story, I guess you could say. But I just thought it was random and it came out of nowhere. Something else that Troy said that kind of like made me think was basically him saying like you being promiscuous kind of like might put you in a situation where you can't defend yourself. And so I just kind of wanted to say like I don't think that that could only happen just because you're promiscuous. I feel like you can put yourself in a you can put yourself in a position where you can't defend yourself in any like at any point. Like you could be dating somebody for 5 months, 5 years, 5 weeks, and something happens, things boil over, and things go left, and you may not be able to defend yourself. So I don't think that that's chalked up to exploring your sexuality and having multiple partners. Now, I do feel like you should be safe, but you should be safe no matter what, no matter if you have one partner or 3 or 4 or 5. Like, so to me, it was just interesting that he was putting these things on Seven that could also apply to him. Like, tag you as a person that dates men and that I would assume sleeps with men. You could be in a situation where you can't defend yourself. So it's just like, I don't know why he was putting that on Seven when it's like you also could be put in this situation. So I don't know. It was just thoughts and like things that were happening, and I'm like, I don't agree with this. Like, I don't agree with this at all. But let us know your thoughts because I felt like it was an interesting topic. Let me see. This is the one time I was on Seven's side. She has a right to be sexual as she wants. Yeah, and I feel like sometimes like people get kind of deep into respectability where they feel like you're kind of like representing the whole group, so you need to act in a way that will get us respect. But I don't feel like that respect is going to be given to us no matter what, because it's the racism, it's the homophobia that is stopping that. It's not the fact that we're not acting a certain way. So, even the people that are respectable by those terms don't get the respect that they actually want. So I feel like just be you, be as sexual as you want to be, as long as everybody's consenting and is in the right context, in the right space. I feel like that's all that matters. I agree, but I also may be in a minority, but I think Kendra's response was because Seven never comes off serious about anything, and maybe she's saying you have to be serious of who you want to be. I could see that. I could see that. She does come off sometimes unserious, so I could see how if y'all are talking about some serious stuff and she's kind of joking, I could see how that could be kind of awkward and maybe rub you the wrong way. So I could see that low-key vibes for sure. As a trans woman, be ready for what comes either way. And I would say that for anybody. I mean, be ready for what comes, but at the same time, don't let people stop you from being you. I feel like, your life is your own. Like we were saying earlier with Tonka, like you live in your life. So if that's what you want, and it's not like she's like, she won't shut up about it. Like every scene she's in, she's talking about how she's having sex with this person or messing around with this person. It's like, she doing her. So, and she keeping it under wraps. She let that be known in the comfort of, the therapist and the other trans women that were there. So I feel like it's not like she's just like saying it randomly. However, Seven can do what she wants. Yeah, I agree. I wish they had their pronouns on the screen because Seven calls Troy her niece and makes sure to correct people. So we may not know Troy pronouns. That's true. That's true. I don't know Troy's pronouns. I would guess they're he, but I don't think he minds the, feminine pronouns. You know how some gays are. Not all, but you know how some gays they don't mind being called girl or she or I know I'm one of those people. I don't really care. But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting conversation that they had, and I just kind of didn't agree with some of the things that they were saying. And like I said, it was a joke. She wasn't even being serious, but maybe like Loki Vibes was saying, maybe that's what kind of irritated Kendra is that she wasn't taking the situation serious, or she didn't approach the situation in a serious way. And then I said, Berlin in these gloves, baby. If it's one thing she gonna do is wear some gloves. So for sure. But yeah, and that was the episode. Did you have any thoughts on the end or any thoughts in general?
I really didn't care for the like group session at the end, them talking about Drew and I don't know, kind of weaponizing what she said in the counseling session
Right.
to talk about it, like to talk about that amongst themselves.
Yeah.
I thought it
I
was a little
also feel
weird.
like,
Other than that, I feel like this was minus that. This was a good episode.
yeah. But you brought up a good point. Like she said that, like I think I said that earlier, kind of I was hinting at it that like she kind of said that in the comfort of the group, you know? So it's kind of like if Berlin had said, I don't know, something about her transition, and then you just brought it to the broader group and was like, yeah, they said this and it rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, why didn't you say that in the meeting? Why
Right.
didn't you not push back, but why didn't you kind of question, you know, because it's not about, I don't think that Kendra was trying to come for her, but I do feel like she just disagreed with what she had to say, and I feel like she should have pushed back in the scene. She didn't have to like take it out of that, and it, which is crazy because Kendra has been minding her business, so it's just weird that she would like pull that out of nowhere. But I wonder, is that gonna bubble up into something else? Because they brought it around the group like they were gonna like approach her with it or something, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but as long as she's being safe and doesn't find herself in a dumbass Kimmy from the Come Up Atlanta situation. Oh, something did happen with her. Well, I guess we gonna see it. But yeah, yeah, I agree. As long as she's being safe, but like, you know, you should be safe whether you have one partner or four partners or, you know, no matter what. So yeah, I just thought it was a strange conversation, I guess. But yeah, thank y'all so much for coming through. It's been real, kind of a slow start, but we got there. But yeah, definitely leave a like if you laughed and you keyed. We're definitely gonna stay here for a little bit longer. Read some comments, key, talk about the 90s crushes, because that conversation had the chat popping. So we'll definitely get back into that. But did y'all see Kane acting up on the after show? Yeah, Troy, you were talking about that, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god. So I feel bad. I'm a bad host, a bad reviewer. I don't really be getting into the after shows like that just because I don't know, I'd be watching other stuff and you know, but I need to start getting into them for sure. But what happened if
So
you
like
went to me and the
I
people?
didn't watch like the entire after show. I caught like snippets of it, clips of it, but you know, just Tonka hosting the after show and Kane kind of took over. Like loud, kind of obnoxious.
Ooh. So was he there as a guest or was he being interviewed?
Kind of as a I won't even say guest. It was Tonka hosting, so as a host, I guess you could say he was there as a host, and homie was just drunk, like sloppy drunk. Damn. And then he made like this accusation that some of the cast members were being urinated on. And I'm like, who's doing the pissing?
My goodness.
Like
that was not on my bingo card. I would not have expected that.
And it's crazy because as soon as he said it, the credits was like, we'll be right back.
Oh my goodness. Not a
like cut them right off. Come in there and cut this like that.
Yikes. Okay. Well, I mean, were they together or were they like separate?
Together in the same I guess their living situation or their house or whatever.
So what was Tonka's what was Tonka's reaction?
Dealing with it.
Okay.
For what this is just how I perceive Tonka to be handling the situation. It just seemed like Tonka was just handling it like yeah, she just dealt with it. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but from the clips I've seen, it just seemed like there wasn't like a kind of like an urge to like kind of get him away from the camera or out of the camera or like where we couldn't hear him. But
yeah, I mean, not that that's his responsibility or her responsibility, but yeah, yeah, that's strange. I did not know about that. That's kind of.
I mean, it's not Tonka's responsibility, but if my partner, if I'm like doing a live and Ronald was in the background cutting up, it's like no, like we can't do that, especially because it's essentially like you're hosting after show. It's kind of like your job. So you have this, I don't want to say nuisance, but you just have a lot going on in the background. And
I agree, because I feel like if we got to a point on the show, I mean, we've been drunk on this show, but like if you got to a point where you were like sloppy and like you just didn't seem like you were camera ready anymore, I feel like I would probably like, you know, find a way to like end it, you know. So I get what you mean. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I did say I feel like some of the things motivating him this season were alcohol related. Like I feel like he, like, even with the toy party and even the pool party, it was like he seemed kind of drunk. So I'm just like, I don't know what's going on there. But hopefully, you know, he learned from it. And yeah, I guess I gotta go check out that live.
Charlie, you better hope it's
Drunken
still
Mess,
posted.
yes, they live together.
Goodness.
Oh, they live together. Real interesting. Tonka was so pissed, she pointed to the camera and told the producers, mute that. Yes. Somebody turn her mic off.
Yeah. What Beyonce said, everybody on mute.
Yeah. Dom, shout out to Dom. Thank you for
thanks for being here, Dom.
But he said, but this is who y'all wanted me to make things right with. I mean, I knew you shouldn't have made nothing right with him when he said you had a fat ass. So I said, I know where his priorities are. I know exactly where his priorities are. Kane had his show weeks ago. Let that man have his moment. Well, right, yeah. Let Tonka have their moment. I feel like yeah, I did not know anything about that, and I got to go back and watch it because I'm like, if it's still up, like you said. But yeah, there have been a couple of times where he's been like super drunk, so it's just like, yikes. I'm sure he learned after Tonka knocked that ass. Well, hopefully it wasn't a domestic tea,
right?
Oh, like hopefully it was just a, you know, like get your shit together, you know, kind of thing. Neek was ready in the chat too. We saw you, Neek. Yes. He was probably like, you see the bullshit? Yeah. Like, but yes. If you were to give this episode a letter grade, what would you give it?
I said A-.
Okay, I'm right there with you. I would say A- as well. I could see that.
This was
definitely A-.
Really good episode. Really good conversations, really good topics being like discussed. And it was really good to just see like the cast enjoy each other and vibe and like just talk. So this was a good episode.
Right.
And
no, yeah, I agree.
My goodness.
Feel free to give your letter grade in the chat. I should see. Okay. Hey, listen. They're tough to please. But yeah, I would say A-. I thought it was I really like the performances and just like I love when they have episodes that like lead to like better conversations or like more open dialogue, I guess. So stuff we can kind of pick through and talk about. So Dom said B. Okay. Yes. It said, there wasn't enough Dominique, Kendra, and Willa for me. I get that. I definitely I saw some comments that said that they were underutilizing Willa, and I agree. I do feel like Willa is still kind of getting her bearings back from, you know, the year that she's had. But yes, I definitely feel like Willa is a good time. She is hilarious. Definitely has a lot of personality. So I'm here for that. But yeah. Any other thoughts?
Just looking forward to the rest of the season. I can't believe this is the last season of Chasing Atlanta. I just hope we get more performances. Like, I hope Mr. Top Talk comes back and they kind of do like the Chasing the Beat they did, I believe, last season.
That would be nice. Yeah.
So that would be dope if we can get another one of those like this season. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to the rest of Chasing Atlanta. This season, the last season of Chasing Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to it. It's sad that this is the last season, but you know, it is what it is. I'm wondering what Chasing is gonna do after this. If anybody knows, let me know. You know, I guess Chasing Dallas is still a thing. I don't know where they're going with the direction of the channel now that they've ended one of their, popular shows. So, and I think they're ending LA too, right? Chasing LA.
I think they might be, because I haven't seen
anything for it.
any
Yeah.
like promo or ad for Chasing LA, and it was, I'm pretty sure it was supposed to have dropped before Chasing Atlanta. So
true.
Honestly, if they pull Chasing LA, like, yeah, I
wouldn't miss it. No shade. Yeah. Pickett said at least Drew admitted to paying Willa this time. I want to see the receipt. I want to see the receipts. Okay. Yeah. I'm just playing, but yeah, she was like, I paid her. I'm like, okay, work. But yeah, I know we were talking about. Well, we weren't centered on 90s crushes. I just said childhood crushes. But I know we were. I guess it kind of went to the 90s because that's when we were like, early 90s, late 90s, early 2000s was when we were kids. But yeah, living single. Khadijah had all the niggas.
Yes.
And how did you feel about Mel Brooks? Is that his name?
Is that Mel Jackson? Was that the light skin that moved in?
Mel Jackson. Yes. Yes. I don't know why I said Mel Brooks. Who is Mel Brooks?
It is.
I don't know.
But actually went up for him. He was really handsome.
You did? Okay. I was always kind of like, especially because he lived with them. Like, I don't know. It was just something about him. I was like, I'm not really that into it.
You thought he was a little sus.
That was somebody else. That was somebody else. But yeah, I think that definitely had like an attractive cast, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Definitely Fresh Prince had a good attractive cast. Martin, I would say as well. Martin was definitely giving Tweak vibes in the early seasons. Definitely.
He was very angry.
Because he's not because of that. I was saying because of the size of his, his body. He was also giving angry. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. But let me highlight a couple comments. This will be the last time y'all see most of these characters. Oh, that's unfortunate. Nobody's doing nothing else, going to another show, getting another platform. That's unfortunate, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. And bought her nachos. Yes. Okay. I'm here for the growth. Every time he joins a show, it gets canceled. Wait, who?
My goodness.
Girlfriend, yes, top tier. They were definitely all very attractive. Even the men that they were dating, I feel like they were, especially the first season, the first episode. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm thinking, okay, the dude that gave Joan the E-pill on Girlfriends, that's who dated the twins on Tia and Tamera. It wasn't Romeo from the Steve Harvey show.
Why can I picture him, but I can't picture him at the same time?
I cannot think. I think his name was, no, I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I do remember that. She was rolling at the club. I'm like, girl, why? She thought it was a breath mint. That's why she
maybe thought she popped that Altoid. My goodness.
I'm like, girl, you didn't taste the minty freshness. I would have spit that out as soon as I'm like, this is minty.
And that bitch, like, oh my goodness,
terrible.
It's crazy because when they found her, I think she was in a club like, baby wasn't out. It was her so.
With her rolling ass. But yes, the one dude, Idris Elba was Tony's love interest towards the end of that show. Definitely fine. That's when I realized who he was. I thought Greg was attractive, even though he did Tony dirty. Well, I guess she did him dirty too, but like,
Greg, the painter, the light skin with the colored eyes.
Yes, the light skin with the colored eyes. Yeah, they had some attractive people on there. How did you feel about Marquise Houston? Why are you giving me the?
I feel nothing for Marquise Houston. Like,
is he problematic? I can't even remember.
He just
Oh, you're just not into him.
No, not into him.
Okay.
He groomed his wife, and I'm not into that. So
Okay, so he's problematic. I thought he might have been, but I couldn't remember. But oh, his name is
okay, that's his name, Ron Rico. Tyreek from Sister Sister. I could not think of his last name. But okay, I get him and Merlin Santana like sometimes mixed up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Somebody also mentioned Lorenz Tate, which yes, absolutely. Like absolutely. Here for it. Lorenz Tate and Love Jones for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Lorenz Tate and Love Jones.
Very handsome.
Here for it. Mr. Houston is not attractive.
My goodness.
I feel like on Sister Sister he was cute, but I wasn't attracted to him. Like he he had the twist and like he used to wear the baggy clothes, but I wasn't like into him. I just thought he was cute though, if that makes sense. And Mel Jackson ruined many shows. Oh, that's what you talking about. Every time he got on the show, it got canceled.
My goodness.
Lemo, their last season or ended after one season because of him. Damn. Not him ruining shows. And here I was thinking Kenya Moore ruined that show. You know she was on for one episode and wouldn't shut up about it. But yeah, I thought that was I guess he has ruined a couple shows. Romeo was the attractive one in the group for me. Romeo.
Oh, from Immature?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. But yes. I don't really remember the boys from Oisha. Wasn't she? Well, no, isn't boy Lamont Ruck? That's the isn't his name Lamont? Her friend, the dark skinned dude.
Oh, Lamont Bentley. His name Hakeem.
Lamont Bentley. Hakeem. Yeah, he was on. I remember him. He was okay, but yeah, I don't remember. And that's the one with that's the show with the dude. He was like kind of light skinned, bald. He had like a wider nose. Yes, him. He was kind of cute. But Darwin from the Gang. Also, don't trade. No shade, but yes, Darwin from the Game was cute. So was what was the guy's name that it was like him and his mom and Wendy Raquel, I think her name Wendy Raquel Robinson.
Tasha Mack and I think Malik.
Yes, Malik. I wasn't mad at Malik.
Except for when that one dude came on to him. Well, actually, he respectfully declined him. Was like, I don't get down like that, but yeah.
Respectfully, not into it. I knew I was gay because of Q from Moesha. Okay, yes, he was cute. Definitely caught my eye. Damn, I'm late. Oh, it's cool. You know, you be part of the Playback Gang. We just here talking about. Yes, thank you for being here. But yeah, we're just talking about 90s crushes, I guess, from sitcoms. Now, how did you feel about Theo Huxtable? I know that's a little dated, but
the later seasons of the Cosby Show, like College Theo.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, not when he was a child.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
Okay.
I'm not mad.
Yeah. I'm not mad at it either. Definitely, I feel like definitely end up hanging out with him after studying or something. He gives me like a studious vibe.
Wait, who?
But he wasn't that studious on the show. Maybe I'm just thinking because it's the Cosby Show, but yeah. I don't know. He was cute though, for sure. The cast of Noah's Ark, yes, they were all. I feel like that was like the gay like girlfriends, like they were all attractive. Yeah, they were all cute. Yeah, definitely. Noah and Wade, top tier couple for me. Mario Lopez. Oh, and Saved by the Bell. Okay, I'm into that. He was rocking that mullet. I'm here for it. My first girl crush was Kyla Pratt. Okay, she was very cute. Yes, always stylish. Yeah, very cute girl. I'm here for that. Yes, also put your girl crushes as well. We don't just have to talk about the guys, but yeah, Kyla Pratt. The guy that played Arnez, he was cute. That was like her friend, and I think they dated for a little bit. Um, I'm trying to think of other uh you say yes, Mario Lopez is still cute. Yes, still clearly keeping up with himself. But I'm trying to think of other sitcoms where they had cute. I didn't really watch In the House like that, but of course LL Cool J, like, being on there was super cute. Um I'm trying to think of other. How did y'all feel about Dwayne from A Different World? I always thought he was kind of cute. I kind of had a crush on him. Maybe that's what I was thinking of that was studious, because Theo definitely wasn't. But I thought he was cute. Um but what's your take on Dwayne from A Different World?
Oh, he was cute.
Okay.
Yeah, Dwayne was cute.
Oh. She was cute and that was it. Okay. Like, yeah, I don't know. He was nerdy and he was like a black nerd, and like, yeah, he just seemed very like cool and like relatable. I like that about him. Yeah. Um yes, Eve's boyfriend from her sitcom Eve, which is also on Tubi for free, so check that out. He was also on an episode of Girlfriends, the first episode of Girlfriends, where I think he was dating. At first, he was dating Joan, but then he was dating Tony. He showed up to her party with Tony.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm gonna have to cut this short. My phone just died. It's been real. Thank you to everybody that came through and key with us. But yeah, my phone died, and I'm about to get ready for an outing. So
okay, look at you. You said I got things to do. Well, it was
been real.
great
Thank you
to
guys for
have this
coming
little
through.
chat. Yes.
And carrying. Yawn, it's been real. I will talk to you guys later. Everybody have a safe weekend.
Yes. Yes. Have
enjoy,
a safe weekend.
and I will see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a good day.